Speak Life Radio.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Speak Life Radio right here on GorillaCross.com. Special Friday night edition of Speak Life Radio, man. We are here. We are live tonight, live in the studio. And I got some guests with me. I'm your host, Quan59. Follow us at Gorilla Cross on all social media. We have a new season coming up. This is actually the season finale. The season was already done, but now we're doing another episode because they wanted to come in, and we have a big show going on in Vegas tomorrow, so we're going to be talking about that. But this is the final episode of Speak Life Radio season 15. We've been doing it for a long time here, broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas. So once again, follow us at Gorilla Cross on all social media, even TikTok. We haven't done anything on there yet, but we are getting on there because you have to be on TikTok these days. That's what the kids tell me. Yes. And I've put up some videos on TikTok, and I literally have 4 followers on TikTok and get thousands of views. I don't know how that happens. I don't know if it's because of Coolio. I have no idea, but it's crazy. So make sure you guys get on TikTok and follow us there. Follow me there. I got all my pages up there. So follow at Speak Life Radio on TikTok and at Gorilla Cross on TikTok. We will be doing some music reviews today, so we'll do a handful. We're not going to be here all night. It's already late. But submit your music, Speak Life. I lied. Music at SpeakLifeRadio.com. It's been a very long day, long week. I don't know how you guys feel about the new year, but then when it's over, you can't wait for it to get over. But then when it starts, you got all this stuff that is piled on. Yeah. Pretty crazy. But listen, man, I got an oldie but a goodie. He co-hosts with me a lot in the studio. Got my man Jared in the building. What's good?
How you doing, man? Thanks to have me back. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you're right. New Year is here, and I feel the same.
Do you make any New Year's resolutions?
No, because I've realized once the clock hits 12, it's just another day. So it's an overall change, to get better every day. Yeah.
I feel you. I hate when people even ask me that, like, what's your resolution? I'm like, it doesn't matter. You're not going to do any
24 hours.
Thing different, you know? Like, it's a new day.
Longer time there,
yeah. Exactly. I'm going to let you introduce the woman to your left.
Amen. So, okay, if anyone was tuning in to prior Speak Life episodes, man, we have a management company. I've been in Christian hip hop for a while now, and my wife, Jamie Del Rosario, has come into the fray, and she's actually improved and made things so much better, man. So without saying any more, man, this is my wife, Jamie Tennell, Ignite Strategic Management.
Woo!
Hey guys, thank you for having me, Quan.
Thank you.
hubby.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm
Thank
excited
you.
to finally meet you. You know, I've heard so
Right.
much about you. I thought Jared might have been like fibbing about.
Oh,
you know,
like I
having a
wasn't
wife.
real, right?
You know,
It's
a
okay.
make-up wife. Yeah, that's true. That could happen.
People do that. I mean, people make up, crazier things. But we also have an artist. I know we've reviewed his music before on the show. Might have won. Did he win money? Did he take any of my money?
He did. I remember clearly.
Man. And I'm not sure how many times we reviewed your music. So if I ever hurt your feelings, I'm not sorry because you gotta get better, right? You got to get better. But I got my man Cordell Paige in the building, live in the studio. What's good?
Oh yeah, what's happening, bro? Appreciate you having me here, man.
Definitely,
you
man.
reviewed me too a couple times.
Okay.
It wasn't that bad. It
Wasn't that bad?
It wasn't that bad.
All right, cool. But you won money. You won the night one time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
I think
I only
a
did it
couple
twice.
times.
I only submitted music twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I got good reviews on both nights, so.
Good stuff. So we're gonna talk tonight because you have a show tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
And when Jared sent me the flyer, it said something about a Broadway musical.
Yeah.
Come on.
So
Hey.
what's that about, man? Let's jump right into
Tights
it.
and everything.
That's why
Yeah.
you're out here in Vegas right
Oh,
now.
yeah. No
So,
tights, no tights.
so jump into it.
So I dropped the album called The Waiting Room, and in the process of putting the waiting room together, I joined teams with Jared and Jamie, and we were going through different things of the album, and Jamie was like, "Hold on, wait a minute, I think I got it. This could be a musical." Because I already had skits
Yeah.
throughout the album, so it would be like a skit, 2 songs, skit, 2 songs. So the way I put it together was pretty much like, I kind of wanted to tell a story about the waiting process of just spirituality, period. Like, we go through so many different phases in our wait. And so, she kind of brought that to life. I had one of my cousins help write all the skits together. So, and Jamie was like, "This is it. This is the thing." And then Jared kind of,
Yeah.
pushed me, and I was like, man, because at first I was like, this ain't for me, man. I don't know. Play? You want me to
So
act?
how many of these is this your first one, or
This
you already
is
been
the-
doing it? Second one.
No, this is the third one. Yeah, because remember we did 2 back to back in Chicago. So, yeah, so this is the third, and then once we get back, we got another one in Chicago.
That's
Like,
right.
So, yeah.
That's right.
Come on.
So you've already done 2 in Chicago. Is that where you're from?
Yeah.
You're from Chicago.
yeah.
So you've done 2 in Chicago. You're coming out here in Vegas.
Uh-huh.
Where's it going to be in Vegas?
Regenerate Church. Pastor Sonny, we just met with him, had a good time real quick.
Come on.
So yeah, tomorrow at 5 o'clock, right? 5 o'clock
5
would be.
o'clock. Doors open at 4:45, and it's gonna be at 5. Yep.
Yeah.
That's dope. All right. So how'd you connect with Jared and Jamie? What's that whole connection like?
Oh, that was crazy.
And
So-
how is it working with
It's a
them?
hot topic.
It was crazy because like really I had made a post on Facebook, and I was like, all these secular managers like are reaching out to me, and it's like a conflict of interest. Like you get those, I manage Tink or I manage this person. It's like, whatever, but I need somebody who's kingdom minded, who we share the same interests. And somebody tagged Jared. Like, I didn't even know the guy who tagged Jared, and he tagged Jared. I went to his page, didn't really, just messaged him like, "Yo, bro, what's up? Somebody tagged you on this post. I'm looking for kingdom management." And, he had already knew about me and everything, so that was pretty
Yeah.
dope. And then I did this process, and Jamie sent me like an application. The funny thing is the process.
Couldn't even hang, brother.
process.
Couldn't hang.
Man, like I did an application, then they called back and was like, "Yeah, you got an interview on this date at this time, don't be late." And I was like, first of all, I got to fill out a whole application, like what's going on
Come
here?
on.
So,
Come on, baby.
it was pretty dope. Our 15-minute conversation ended up turning into like an hour,
Amen.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
So I knew right then, I was like, this is it. Yeah. It was.
Wow.
So yeah, for me, I have managed a lot of people over the years. And at the season that I was at, I just was very careful who I was going to work with, and so for a birthday surprise, my wife last April, she officially got our LLC for our management company, and then we rebranded, right? So as opposed to a media management company, it was a strategic management company. So, with Cordell, all natural, like I said, like, someone did tag me into a random post, and once we reached out and we got everything set up, I did see that there were, similar affiliations. And so we knew each other without knowing each other, right? And the whole point of, the strategy side, which I'll definitely let my wife expand a little bit more, is to give people room to see where they're at, to see where they're going, to see what's their strengths, what their weaknesses, right? And to be honest, Cordell has went through this process and been really, really trusting and really cool about just kind of what are we trying to do. And then now we see ourselves here, and we got this little thing tomorrow, man. And so tell the people,
thing.
yeah, little thing,
We got this little thing.
little big thing. But yeah, I mean, my wife can explain it a little bit more. So from the strategy side, babe, how did we see Cordell, and what was some things we wanted to try to do?
Yeah, so basically Jared was just like, call these guys and interview them. But in reality, I wanted to help my husband. He started this ministry since 2012. And then I've seen his gift for media and for hosting and many things. And so I was like, you know what? I want to spearhead the management part of it, the administration part of it. So I strategically helped him be able to put together like an analysis for each individuals that I was helping. Like, for example, if one is, it doesn't even have to be just music. It could be specifically for if you want to be a freight, trucking company, or you want to be a restaurant entrepreneur. So, we want this thing so bad sometimes that sometimes it deviates us from how to actually create the foundations. So I wanted to help this talents, this skill set to be able to, okay, you know what? Let's put ourselves in an analysis of risk assessment, but the opportunities behind it.
Yeah.
So that's what I've worked with Reyna, and I've worked with Cordell for that, and a lot of other talents.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was able to help my husband.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Cordell, let's get a little bit about your background, man. How long have you been making music? And everyone, a lot of people have their story making music in the world and trying to make it big.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say wear the gold chains, but you still got the chains. You haven't got
That was
delivered
me.
yet.
That was me. That was so like it was crazy because my background. I played the drums since I was 3 years old. I was into music, like loved music.
Okay. You still play?
I do.
Okay.
I was just never into writing the music, and then
Yeah.
I had a bunch of homies that was just rapping. Like I think I could do that, and I started actually doing music. Now, mind you, I grew up just like church 5 days a week, literally.
Yeah.
All day, every day. I was in the choirs, different things like that. And I was that kid that was so heavy in church. It was like I want to learn the streets of my own though. Like I want to try this route. And so I actually started getting out there. My name kind of got big, radio, Chicago radio. I was in a couple groups. And it was crazy because like once we started blowing up, we started doing like tours with Lil Wayne, 2 Chainz, some of everybody, and we was just out moving around all the time. And I kind of tell this testimony now at a lot of events. Literally, I was on the tour bus one day and was just like on our way to an event, and God literally was like, "Hey, is this what you want to do for the rest of your life?" Now, at the moment, I didn't know that was God. It was just a voice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, for the rest of my life, of course, this is what I want to do. Like, why not? Like, this music, I love doing music. And then it was just like, turn around. And when I turned around, it was out of like 40 people on this bus, I only knew 5 personally. And it was like, maybe not. And so, I was in that situation where he had like all these different type of artists that, I'm in Florida now at this point, so I'm down south with some wild individuals on this bus, and like the club nights is getting crazy. Like, so, I'm like, nah, this ain't my life. Like this ain't, I was raised completely different. Like,
Yeah.
and I didn't know how to explain this to the CEO, like what I was going through. Like, bro, how do I tell him like I'm done? 2 weeks later, he had to turn himself into the Fed joint. So
Whoa.
it kind of all worked out. It was God already working. Like after that conversation, it was like literally 2 weeks, boom, he turned himself and had to buy us out the contract at that. Like, so we got paid for it, and then a couple months later, I moved back to Illinois, got into with my cousin, Pastor David, and he just like kind of started this quest, this like, hey, change your life. I stopped doing music. Like I was done with it completely. I was just, my purpose was church. Like I just ministry. However I could get involved in ministry, and music wasn't it. Like, and
Now being done with music, a lot of people think that now I'm a Christian, I can't rap anymore, I can't make music. Was that your mindset with it, or you just didn't feel like doing it anymore? You didn't know, or did you not know how to cross over?
now I had the conversation with Jared earlier, like the crossover was scary. So even when I got into doing Christian music.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I was already with the walk, but every video I would post, it would be like inspirational artists, motivational artists. You know, I would never say Christian and like I told him earlier, I was like, now it says gospel artist because at one point I was ashamed of the
You're
title.
punking out.
And
Sorry.
now I'm unashamed.
You ain't
you know?
punking out no
Yeah,
more.
that's it. So it's like, man, this is what I stand on. I stand on the gospel. So I'm, you know, this is what I do. But before that, man, it was just like literally he told me to write a positive song. And that positive song turned into me sitting right here. Like for real. Like it got like it was crazy because like even like I did my first challenge, I want to say it was like the Shook challenge with Dayton. And when I tell you it blew up, like D1, like everybody was commenting on this video, like, yo, dude, it's crazy. Like, and I'm like, who are these people? Like, who is D1?
He
like,
didn't
I'm
know.
going back. I was like, what are they talking about? What is CHH? Like, what is that? Like, you know, so it was kind of dope because, like, you know, Dayton started, like, you know, I end up meeting him like a week later at a concert and he took a picture. It was like Cordell the Beast, like the monster. And I was like, you know, so everybody started following me from that. And I was like, yo, that's pretty dope. Like, you know, but he shared something.
Isn't it funny that you didn't even know who these people were?
Oh, yeah, to this
but
day.
then once you get in it, it's like, okay, I guess they're famous in this circle.
Yeah.
Which just kind of shows that people in the circle need to kind of chill because you're not near as famous as you think you are.
Exactly.
When you're trying to
And it was crazy because
overcharge for a booking and stuff like that. We don't even do shows out here anymore because we got broke doing that.
And it's crazy because like I literally had to Google gospel rap. Like I didn't even know it wasn't called gospel rap. Like
That's funny.
And it's hard getting that in people's heads because people will see their following. And like Vegas, for instance, right? Jared, you know how it is out here. The market out here is rough for Christian music. And well, we have this much following. This is how much we charge. I'm like, dude, I could walk you around any mall. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody's going to know who you are.
Right.
So that's cool that you have that in Tennessee or Texas or Florida or California. But you need to know, you know, where you're at because, you know, just because you're famous on social media, everyone's famous on social media now.
Oh yeah,
it's not that hard to to have a lot of people, you know, talking to you and following you and stuff like that. So I think that person puts it in perspective. These are some big name Christian artists and you didn't even know who they were.
I'm like literally Googling these people. Like, who is this? D1. Okay. Oh, okay. Pretty nice. Like my first album, I want to say was Bizzle Crowns and Crosses is what I was like, oh.
That's a good first album.
That is a good first
It was
one,
like, oh, I think I could do this.
Yeah, right?
Like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I thought I could do it too when I heard that.
That was his first good album,
Oh,
actually.
yeah. And that was the first one I heard. And it was like, I was telling people at work, like, bro, you should hear this dude. Like, I was telling Jared, like, he is not my favorite gospel rapper. He's my favorite rapper now. Like, it was just that album did something different to me. And I was like,
that was a really good album.
I think I could do this. You know,
because Bizzle always had bars, but his songs weren't like great, and I think that's when his songs started being
that
great.
one was different. Like I didn't hear nothing before that, so I wouldn't even know.
And I think that's the album that Hurt that was introduced on, right? And that was the first time I heard of him. And now that dude won't leave me alone.
Shout out
every
Hurt.
day.
What's up, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I think too. You said I was actually funny. We're bringing this up. I talked to Cordell about it earlier. You know, at the end of the day, the reality is Christian hip hop being what it is. When you're making music for the Lord, you know, and I've said this on the show before, you know, the thing that'll really set you apart, set you aside, is how much are you really representing your faith in your music, right? And we've clarified too that there can be a corny way to really overdo it. You know what I mean? You can overcook.
Yeah.
Like, we get it. You know, you're a Christian. Amen. We get it. You make Christian music. But then there's also a genuine way to express your faith and express what God has done to you in your life. And so that's funny that, you know, that's how much broader the secular music scene is, that you would not know anybody.
Yeah.
So this is what I was told from a Billboard representative, no lie. He said Christian hip hop, no joke, on the scale of all genres, and it's probably on the lowest tier.
But if you,
It's supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
but if you
It-
look,
right.
if
That's-
you
yeah,
look,
exactly.
so it's crazy because when I'm putting music out, Christian hip hop isn't even a genre on anything.
Yeah.
Like it's nowhere.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
true.
It's just Christian or gospel. Yeah.
Christian or gospel.
But
That's
it
it.
should be, because how are they going to find us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long conversation for me.
Yeah.
But that's why a lot of people just put themselves under hip hop or just try to find where they're going to put themselves.
Oh yeah, you can find me under gospel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So why not under hip hop?
Why not gospel
know,
hip hop?
Because like I'm really trying to spread the gospel, the good news. Like, you know, I could easily put it under hip hop. That's you know, but what I'm doing is different. Like, and I'm not trying to say that to say, hey, I'm the difference in the rap industry, but what I'm doing is different. Like, and I mean that, like.
But being different, you're still a part of hip hop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't you
Oh,
want
yeah.
people that are searching for hip hop to find something different?
And that's why it's not big, if I could,
I
because
agree.
we're not all
I agree.
together.
True.
So how can we actually say, hey, this is something?
Uh-huh.
We're getting paid more than a lot of secular artists.
Yeah.
But, oh, well, I couldn't find you. Oh, well, because I was under positive hip hop,
Right.
inspirational music.
But I
you
mean, they
know?
don't even have positive hip hop
Yeah,
as a genre.
it's-
Then you know.
I mean,
It's-
you know.
Conscious?
Yeah.
Is that conscious?
Conscious
music?
rap.
Spiritual. No,
Right.
I have legit. The only thing closest to it is spiritual.
Yeah.
They'll say spiritual rap.
And that can be
I've
really
seen
weird.
that on some.
And then you get
See,
like
that's weird,
meditation.
And that's
There's
super
no
weird.
way.
meditation
Like,
genre.
That's just the open door.
Yeah,
like,
smoking a peace pipe and you making music.
Yeah, exactly. That could be
spiritual.
Jesus
anything.
and whoever.
yeah, praying
That's
to the
hilarious,
stars and
man.
moons and stuff like that.
Exactly.
We're not trying to convict you or nothing.
oh no.
I mean, if you smoke a peace
But I'm
pipe.
just saying, if you want to help.
Oh yeah. Oh
I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
But no, I mean, you know, if that's where you feel to be,
Yeah.
I just
Oh, yeah.
always ask those questions. So, who are some of your favorite hip hop artists? I asked this question to a lot of Christian hip hop artists too. I want to see what you say, and then I'm going to let you know what 90% of the artists I interview say.
Okay, so like my influences, I'm lyrical. So like Jay-Z, of course.
said Christian
Jadakiss.
hip-hop artist.
Oh, you
Christian
said
hip-hop.
Christian. I thought you just said hip hop artist.
No, that's-
now I'm gonna tell you.
We'll get into that
The
next.
funny thing is, I probably only heard like Bizzle, Brian,
So, who do you listen to?
like homies,
Okay.
like Resume, Saint Pat, Leland. It's a few that I listen to that's just like
Leland Quan's homie?
Leland,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Quan's homie.
Leland, he says I always give him a bad review.
We were just talking about this. We were
He
just
since
talking about-
deleted me from Facebook.
Oh my
He's your
God.
friend?
Leland's in
Oh,
the
no.
chat. What's
He
up,
ain't
Leland?
playing with Quan no
Leland's
more.
in the chat.
Yeah,
He's not rocking with
He
Quan.
said,
I
I ain't
guess.
doing this with you, man.
But I mean, listen, man,
If it's honest.
makes the music better.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah.
But you know, like
I mean-
I didn't really
Because I like his
know
stuff.
who to listen to. So like it's even now when people be like, "Hey, have you heard KB?" I'd be like, "Nah, but I'm about to." Like if you think he's
Yeah,
that
yeah,
good,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Leland actually told me to go listen to KB. He was like,
KB 's
"Man,
dope.
oh man,
He's top 3
Oh,
for me,
he's
probably.
good,
Yeah.
bro. He's good.
Yeah, he's good.
So I'm gonna tell you what most artists say, and it's kind of near the same thing you said. Is I don't listen to Christian hip hop.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't really listen to that. I listen.
Leland's
to
on the
either-
chat.
Either they listen to worship or they listen to
Bro,
just anything else.
That's crazy because that's
But
how I write.
They
Just listen to
always say that, and I always wonder how come everyone that's a Christian rapper doesn't even listen to Christian hip hop, but they want the support from other Christian artists,
I don't
other
know.
fans,
I don't know
other,
too
That's real.
and you're new in it, so it's a little bit different. But it's the answer I get a lot. And Reyna, I'm not sure if you ever get that response or that answer too.
I
if
better
you
not.
ask that, but I think it happens all the time with me.
Well, you're in Vegas. So
No. It doesn't matter where I'm at because most of the people I interview are
I
you know,
don't
through
get
Skype.
that. I don't.
Okay, huh.
That's interesting.
You must interview some
think
more
they-
spiritual Christians than I do.
You know, I think they know that I'm already expecting them to tell me
So they'll just
somebody.
name drop.
So they'll
some
just
people.
come in with it. Oh,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
you know.
I get that a lot.
I've
They
never
just
heard
don't-
that, though.
They don't listen. Yeah.
I can understand, you know, especially now
Why?
because it's changed so much. There's so many people that have come in like Cordell,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
out of the other side and are still like kind of going, okay, all right, this is something. I could be a part of your club, you know?
Yeah.
But you know what? Like I was telling them, I went to a conference, so to say, in Chicago. Pastor Phil Jackson out there, he does like a lot of rap events with Cannon and a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
And it was my first time ever going. Met a lot of people, but I told Jared earlier, I was like, I think God took me there to show me everything he didn't want me to be. Like, because like just to hear some of the conversations. It
The
was
other
like,
side.
What? Like maybe I don't want the Christian hip hop world. Maybe not, because y'all sound secular, like very secular. Like it was just some of the conversations was like, wow.
Oh
There's
my
a dark
gosh.
side
And
to
I
it
feel
for
like
sure.
there is that culture that gets transferred from secular to
Right.
whichever we, you know, genre we're in
imitation.
now. Like, yeah, that
They're trying to
that
mimic.
this is my group, and then it's that stigma that kind of still stands out, even whichever even whichever group you're in, especially today, right? So if we're talking about like, hey, why can't you support this Christian hip hop artist? Or maybe it's really the root cause of support, right?
Oh yeah.
Can we have that type of, cohesiveness within the community of Christian artists, of not even Christian artists, Christian hip hop, right? Per se, it could be Christian, acoustic, acapella, or whichever drummers, but have that cohesiveness of like following each other.
Because like you said, like the funny thing is, I support like heavy. Like if I meet you and like if we got an event, I'm there 30 minutes before it, probably leaving 30 minutes after, because I'm helping clean up and do everything. Like, but I really like to support. I'm not the artist that don't want to see everybody. Like I literally sit there and watch everybody. I've always been like that though, even in the secular world.
Yeah.
Like I've always showed support to the artist because I know how important that is to me. So, you see artists be like, yeah, I'm out of here. I got to go sell merchandise.
They'll bring their 25 people and then they'll bounce off, off the stage.
Like, as soon
and
as
be
they're done,
gone
they out of
when
here.
they're done,
Like,
yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
shout out those guys.
Yeah. The fun ones, huh?
So I also
Yeah.
believe there's an uprising new talents versus to already the big following
Yeah.
like Lecrae or like, Brian Trejo and stuff. There's some actually like resume, like not a lot of, following yet, like Cordell, like still like the new start, uprising new artists. And I believe that, the more that they're getting known and be out there, people will start to listen to them as well. And I believe it's that type of collaboration. I think there's the collaboration as well that is missing in the piece, right? So I think
Only 116 used to have tours.
Yeah.
Right.
So now that there's more tours, there's more engagement.
that's
You know,
true.
KMF obviously does a lot of tours, but that's what it takes is more tours.
Oh,
Getting
yeah.
out there. It used to just be 116.
Yeah.
Now I'm like,
Wow.
who is this? Yo, this is dope. I'm
That
there.
is,
Yeah.
that is
Because
Because
interesting.
you get a whole host of people, man.
So the more you do a lot more kind of like rodeo shows,
Right.
the
Right.
more that there will be some type of networking and conferences.
Oh yeah.
And community gets stronger.
That
for
makes
sure.
sense.
Yeah. And I think doing it for the right reason. I mean, we see it all the time.
Absolutely.
There's, you're talking about being in the back, being in some green rooms, hearing the conversations.
Oh yeah.
I've been into plenty of green rooms that have green in the green
Oh,
room.
yeah.
And it's like, yo, this smells worse than the
Yeah.
secular events
Yeah.
I've been at.
Yeah.
And,
And they don't hide it either. It's just like whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
And-
so glad I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah.
Man.
It's like I'll be right back. I'm about to smoke a cigarette real quick.
I'm not really in the green room though. I'm always out with the people. They know I'm always with the people.
Yeah.
I'm the
So
same.
I don't even
way.
know what's going on in the green room.
Yeah. But I mean, you're right. So I mean, seeing that and people not really doing it for the right reason all the time.
It's refreshing.
I think that's kind of where it's at.
We've said that, like me and Quan and Reyna, we've come from the like I've been a believer for 10 years type of thing. You know what I mean? So I've been also in the music scene for that long.
Yeah.
So we do have this more mature, not mature, that's not even the word.
The
Like
secular side too.
too, exactly, both sides. But we have this more, I guess, deeper understanding of Christian hip hop. But it's refreshing to have someone like Cordell come in the fray and to genuinely be like, okay, he can assess it from fresh eyes from the outside looking in more than the people that have been there for 10 years.
Yep.
Because I think the ones that have been in there the longest, it's not complacency. It's what's the word? It's more like you have almost forgotten kind of the essence of why this should be Christian music.
It's good.
As opposed to even like, because Christian hip hop, it's just different from any other Christian form of music, right?
Oh,
Like it's
yeah.
different from gospel, it's different from contemporary. There's crossovers, and
Yeah.
when we critique music, we can see the ones that are doing that well. Not too many can pull that off, but the fact that I think that should be, something that would motivate a Christian hip hop artist. Look, I am unique, and even when we were talking about it earlier, Cordell sees himself as a gospel artist.
Yeah.
And I like that distinction too. Why not? Right? It's just synonyms, but not synonyms. It's adjectives. Sorry. But
Something.
something English.
Come on, English.
But it's really just a label, and at the end of the day, your heart will show in your music. And I think I love that. I love to hear stuff like that, man,
Yeah.
because we've been doing it in Kenyan music for so long, and it's like I like people to challenge, like what it should look like. I like when people challenge, what they're used to, because at the end of the day, it's more, I've always said this to get spiritual. there's a newness in the spirit, right? It says wake up and sing a new song every day, right? So it's like we need those fresh perspectives, man. I think and Cordell came genuinely. He doesn't come like with he doesn't look at it judgmentally. He's just really genuinely like,
Yeah.
why does it look like this? I thought Christian music was supposed to be, something different. Yeah, man.
That's what I thought. Like,
My wife's the same way. My wife's the same way.
Where's this?
Like, this looks like the world. Are we in the club
Especially
still?
when you hear some of the songs, you're like, what did he just say?
What did you say? Jesus
Jesus. Jesus. And it's like, bro, how do you expect me to get delivered or blessed?
Yeah.
Not even
But
hearing
there
what
are
you're saying.
those artists
Yeah.
too that are they're Christians. That's what they believe, but they make music from what they see
Trendy.
in everyday
Trendy,
life.
yeah.
No,
Oh, we
I
gonna
wouldn't
go
even say
there?
trendy.
They have their own
necessarily.
following. They have their own
Yeah.
following. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and does that always reflect? Does your music always reflect who you are in life? Like, obviously, if you're cussing and talk about smoking weed and having sex, like there's something wrong. But
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just rapping and spitting bars, is it necessarily a bad thing?
And it's not. Look, let's get. We're gonna go there. Okay.
Okay.
So, theologically, we were just talking about. This is the funny part. You have grace to grow, right? But at the end of the day, let the Lord do the work. Like, let Him do the work in you,
Yep.
right? So
Fine.
we were saying that like a year from now, you should be different.
Right.
That's a healthy expectation.
Amen.
That's not religious. You
Not
know what I'm saying?
easy, but
Not easy at all.
fine.
But it takes God to help you get there.
worth it.
2 years from now, you should not be the same where you were. A decade from now, God forbid you're the same person you were when
Oh,
you came to
yeah.
Christ. And that's the misunderstanding that you start to see in music. Man, I just stated this. The people care a lot. It's not all that they care about, but they care a little bit too much more about how they look and how they sound,
Right.
because they think that's what's going to help save people. That ain't helping people.
Is that what they think with that?
I bel-
Or is it the ego thing? Like, I want to do this, I want to be this, but I'm using God as the reason
Oh,
why I'm doing this. I'm using God as the excuse to do this and look like this and look at me, look what I'm doing. I see that a lot more than not. I listen, man, I follow you guys all on social media. I see it every day, and it makes me, just put my phone down because I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Right.
oh man, look what God's doing in my life, and da da da. But it's like you got 30 selfies every day
Right.
promoting God. Like, I don't understand it with my own eyes, and it
Oh,
gets a
yeah.
little confusing. But Jamie has something to say. I
Yes,
can
no,
see it in your
I
eyes.
love it because that's what we said earlier about the Ignite was like sometimes a person want it so bad that they forget about how to create the foundation
Yeah.
or even have that organic following of like, who are you really as a person? Who are you?
Organic following, because so many artists and a lie's a lie, right? I mean, we can go to the
Right.
10 Commandments. A lie's a lie.
Yes.
When you buy following and act like those are your followers, that
Right.
to me is a lie.
And there was
And for secular artists to do that, I don't hold them to the same standard as
Right.
we're held to.
Oh, yeah.
But when I see Christian artists do it, which I know a lot of them,
Right.
there's artists that bought Billboard charts
Oh, yeah.
and stuff like that too. Anytime I see some, oh man, they got 50,000 followers on Instagram. You need to get them on your show. I'm
But
like, all right,
seven-
cool.
but
Let
seven
me click
likes.
on them. No, let me click on the followers. Like, you got a lot of following in the Middle East. Where are you from?
Right.
I'm from LA. Okay, how come if 40,000 people from the Middle East follow you? You know what I'm saying? It's all fake accounts.
3 comments, 7 likes. It's
Exactly.
like,
I
wow.
actually have
Yeah.
a following from the Philippines, and
That's me. That was me.
That was you. No, from the old radio station that King FM was on, and
But
I
you
thought
have
they
a
were
reason
fake.
for that, right?
And I thought they were fake.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, because I signed up for a service a long time ago, and they messed me up. I was like, I don't want fake accounts.
Funny.
Yeah.
I want to get what I'm making out to the people. And that's what I thought I was doing, getting these videos out of inspirational moment. Hey, you can do this type of thing. And I was like, oh, wait. And then someone said, hey, I really know who you are from. And I'm
Right.
like, oh, I'm so sorry.
You're
I
not a
thought
bot,
you
right?
were
You're not a
fake.
bot.
I
Are
thought
you a
you were
bot?
not
You're
real.
not a bot. Hey,
The funny thing is,
talk to me.
Never know who's watching.
the first
yeah.
conversation I had with Jared, I said I want everything organic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
everything.
It's important.
Yeah.
Is really important. And then when
Yeah.
you, just social media tips, when you do sponsored ads and you pay for sponsored ads, it's going out to your following
Yeah.
Yes.
and the people they follow. And that's, so you're paying that money to go to fake accounts.
Right.
And I can't bless a bunch of fake bots. Like, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to give a message out. So me giving a message to 10,000
Computer.
fake
Bots.
profile views is like,
And that's
whatever.
going back to my point. A lot of people aren't trying to give a message out. They're
Right.
trying to appear a certain way.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's what we need to get away from. Social media has definitely tarnished what we're doing. I definitely think it's helped tarnish Christian hip hop and the people involved in it. Because I see it from people I know are legit Christians every day that I know they're struggling with the pride and ego of
Oh yeah, man.
getting the likes and getting the numbers, because I'll see it.
Bro.
If Instagram changes their algorithm, they go insane. And I'm like, bro,
That's
chill.
true.
It's okay. Like, why are you really doing this? And you need to focus on that. If you got 10 people you're reaching, worry about those 10 people.
Oh yeah, because
Worry about them.
it was so crazy. I was had a reality check one day, so I'm riding to a interview in Chicago. I'm talking to them, and I'm like, I'm on my way to the radio station to do this interview, and it was a guy riding with me, one of my friends, and he was just so excited, like, woo, yeah, and I'm like, what's going on, bro? He was like, 48 people just watched my video, and I was like, oh. Like, and here I am saying 2,000 views.
Yeah.
Why? Why not more? And it was just such a big reality check. Like, bro, like
Where's
it
the
was.
value?
It's
yeah, it was
quality,
like,
not
bro,
quantity.
Like how
Yeah.
how excited he was about that, and I was like, man, that,
I
was,
just
that
had-
was a big blow. Like,
I just had this conversation with Angie Rose, and I'm sure she'll be fine with me sharing it. And it was the Lord, totally the Lord. She'll share it. She actually has, I think, because she was going through some stuff recently with management and type
Yeah.
of stuff. And I called her and I just said, listen, the Lord just wants me to tell you what is it for? Like, get back to what you're doing this
Yeah.
for. What are you
Amen.
even doing this for? She's like, I just wrote that down. And ever since she got back acclimated to what the goal is, which is I want to encourage people, then it doesn't matter. She's on Capital. Great. That's amazing. But what's the goal?
Yeah.
yeah,
And so when you get back to that goal, and I can see a difference in my sis. Shout out Angie Rose, because
Shout
she's
out that
comfortable.
sister, man.
Yeah, she's comfortable again.
Yeah.
Because it's frustrating having to be so perfect for what you need to get.
Yeah, sometimes it's not your fault that you have to
Yeah.
be perfect.
Oh, yeah.
It's other people around you, and that's why it's super important to know your circle, have a
yeah.
legit circle, have legit accountability.
Right.
If your circle's not getting in the word every day with you, or at least a little bit, or at least getting in the word for themselves every day,
Man,
then
that's
you are
important.
definitely in the wrong circle if you're trying to do Christian music or
That's-
Christian ministries. I know a lot of people that run ministries that don't get in the word, that don't worship. I would say don't go to church, but I haven't been going to church, so I'll check myself on
Right.
that. But I do have a strong foundation of people around me that I talk to daily.
That's important.
To bounce things off of, that do devotionals with.
Yeah.
Even if it's just in the Bible app, like just find somebody, to do stuff with. And I know way too many artists that aren't doing any of that at all. And people know that we can see right through you
Yep.
when we know. And reaching out to people like Angie and stuff like that, I think is important to do stuff like that with the artists that we know that are our friends, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if Brian's ever acting up or anybody in Kingdom Music,
100,
you
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
you gotta jump on them.
It's
you know
the healthy atmosphere behind that. But then it's funny. I want to speak to
and
this.
it's hip hop, so it's so easy. It's such a fine line,
Yeah.
because hip hop is egotistical. It's supposed to be.
Yeah,
So if we're doing it for the Lord, if we're doing it, if we're Christians doing it, then we have to be extra focused
yeah.
on why we're doing it.
Yeah.
We need to renew our minds daily, twice,
And
doing hip hop.
You know where I think it's going to, and this is Jared speaking, so I'm not quoting scripture when I say this, but I feel like as the word states, because we're in a funky time, thank God, I feel things have leveled out a little bit, because at the end of the day, we're not going to go on down this rabbit hole of a conversation, but
Leveled out crazy.
it leveled out
Leveled out crazy.
It leveled out crazy, but it leveled out a little bit. Granted, if I can't go to a restaurant, that's fine. Like, I'm okay with that. Other people are freaking out about that. But at the end of the day, I feel like as the word says that there will be a great falling away.
Yeah.
We've talked about who's really doing it for the Lord in music forever, right?
Yeah.
And we have these little examples to why this looks like it's more genuine to the faith, blah, blah, blah. I think it's just gonna keep getting like divided for a reason.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because the ones that have the eyes to see are going to clearly see what it's supposed to be, right? Because I think we don't got all the answers, not trying to make it seem like that, but at the end of the day, I think it's just the time to be very genuine to your faith. Don't fake. just to make people feel like
Yeah.
you're a Christian.
Right.
Share from a genuine place what God has done for you. But you'll see that come out in the music. It'll be obvious. It'll be apparent. And I think that's what we don't see, unfortunately. And I don't know if that'll change, man. I don't think it's supposed to.
I think it can a little bit. So
Yes.
like you said, we have those people in our circles that
Right.
we see them fall off, right?
Uh-huh.
It's our job as Christians too to go back and get them, because a lot of times what I see, and I was dealing with this friend the other day that said, Quan, you're the only Christian that still talks to me, and she grew up in the church because she fell off. She started, I don't want to live like this anymore. Had her OnlyFans page up. I made her take it down. It took 6 months, but she said, "You're the only Christian that still talks to me."
Wow.
Like
That's
to
so
me,
profound.
that's a backwards Christianity.
Right.
And so same thing for the Christian artists that fall off, or because like I said, it's a fine line. It's most of the Christian artists that I've seen fall off started for the right reason. It's not like they got into it and said, I'm going to act like a Christian, which a lot of them are. I'm going to act like a Christian just for the platform.
Yeah.
They start off for the right reason, and then you see them, get a little more popular, a little more fame, and then all of a sudden they get in the wrong circles. They get in other Christian circles that are telling them, don't do Christian music, don't do
Back
this.
to the
We
vapors
can get
a
you in
little
here, and
bit.
it's just little by little, all of a sudden,
Yeah.
they're not even living for God anymore in their personal life,
But it comes to like what me and Reyna was saying earlier. Once you remove yourself and remember
Right.
you're not doing this for you.
Right.
Like this is like God is giving you a word to put out
Right.
to a beat. Like you're almost preaching and ministering to a track. And he's giving you this word to push out.
Yeah.
So
And people need those reminders. though,
yeah,
from-
and it's
from-
almost like, it's
you need a better circle.
Oh yeah,
People need a
Oh,
better
yeah.
circle. That's
and
really
that's
what it
why
comes down
I've
to.
never. So many people approached me. I've never jumped clicks.
Yeah.
I never got into that. And I think I thank God for the secular world because it showed me a lot. It showed me what not to do when I got over here. So I told Jared, like, bro, when we linked, I was like, I'm Kobe, bro. I only play for one team. Like that's just me. It's a loyalty thing with me.
Yeah.
So when we rocking for real. Like we going.
Yeah.
So I'm
Amen.
dead serious about that.
Amen.
All right, Jared, we got another artist at the table, so I know he probably wants to jump in and
Yeah.
talk about it a little bit. Introduce him.
Man, Resume from Chicago as well, same place as Cordell. Man, he is gonna be. We're gonna talk more about that. I think what we did, but if we talk about it more, he's gonna be at the event tomorrow. Christian hip hop artist. Introduce yourself, brother.
Yeah. So I'm Resume from Chicago. Out here doing this event with Cordell Paige, The Waiting Room. We have a song together on the album called 3-5-6.
Yeah.
From Proverbs 3-5-6. And it's so crazy how that song came about. He actually did that song at an event at my church. And he hit me up. He's like, man, I hear you on this song right now. He's like, I can hear your voice on it.
Like literally while he was performing. I'm like, yo, I
Right.
need your email.
And so
Nice.
he sends me the music overnight. And I literally, I spent that night, I did it and sent it back to him the next day. I
And
think it was like the next day, ready to go.
morning.
Yeah. So
Come on.
And he said Chicago with the Chicago accent.
I was just
Oh,
about,
yeah.
are we going to not
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about that? Because Chicago. And I love Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
And I just realized there's not a lot of artists from Chicago now that he's talking.
Man,
You know?
There's
if-
actually
if
a lot out there right now, though, from the Chicago
Now-
area. Yeah.
the support
Yeah.
for Christian music isn't there. That's
Yeah,
what
not
we've
at
been
all.
talking about that all day.
Yeah.
There are, talking about TSO, man. Shout out TSO and J.O. and Boston. There's a lot of brothers that I've known over the years too.
VRM's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
shout out to him. He was just on the challenge.
Yeah.
He was on my challenge. I did.
You said Cannon too, right?
Yep.
Came from Chicago.
Yep.
Yeah,
Chicago.
yeah. So there's a lot of brothers, but it's just
Cannon lives in Arizona now. He lives in
Yeah.
Phoenix.
well, that's what we talked about too. Like just expanding out.
You gotta go.
Prophets not revered in their hometown. They did it to Jesus. But yeah, Chicago, and I think it's it all ties back to the spiritual. But yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard to crack through some of those scenes out there. You thought Vegas was a little dry.
I know. Chicago is a lot
Chicago
of mafia.
is,
I'm gonna tell you what's
Man.
funny, right?
There's no way it's drier than
sorry.
Vegas right
Look,
now.
I'm gonna tell you what's funny.
Close, maybe close. I don't know.
There's no way.
Funny thing, right? So last night when we get here, we cracking jokes. Like, bro, look how many likes the Vegas show got.
Oh, this is funny.
mind you, the same flyer, one just say Chicago, one say Vegas. Chicago was not even half the numbers. Like, and we like, bro, like, what's
No, but
going
the
on? Like,
Chicago
That's where you're
people,
from.
like,
Yeah.
the Chicago people are liking the Vegas flyer.
all the Chicago people liking the
Right.
Vegas
That's-
flyer though.
that's
But it's
funny.
crazy.
But it was,
Vegas.
And like,
can we see you
Crazy.
come in there? Yeah.
you had your chance.
right, it's
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
Well, go ahead and do your thing out there in
We'll be
Vegas.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, do your thing.
So resume. How long have you been doing music?
So I started writing music at a really young age. I grew up around music. I used to fall asleep to my family, like jamming out, and I've been writing music for a long time. Wrote some secular music growing up, and actually made a real nice song with the group of guys that I was doing music with, and we started getting booked a lot of shows and like bars that like I wasn't even 21 yet. I wasn't even allowed to be in the bar. But I ended up getting locked up before any of that came to fruition. And I did like a year and a half in the penitentiary. And while I was in there, found the Lord, gave my life to the Lord. And man, I started writing Christian hip hop music.
Gotta
And,
tell
and
So
them.
like,
and
and
we see a lot of people find Jesus in prison right when they get
Yeah.
out. They're like, I'm good. I don't need to be there anymore.
right.
You got to hear this part of
But
the
it-
story though. What did you think?
Yeah, but it was real, and I'm like, man, you know, and I was doing these songs for the guy that kind of
Yeah.
led me to the Lord, and he's like, man, you need to start writing for the Lord, bro. Like, this is crazy. Stop writing for the world. And I'm like, okay. So like, here I am. I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm like gonna be the first like Christian rapper. I'm like,
this is
okay, this is
first
gonna
guy
be
to do
dope.
this.
And I get out, and
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
I'm like looking up CHH on Facebook, and I think it was like Brian Trejo popped up, and
Yeah.
he, you know, and I was like, okay, I'm not the first one, but yeah.
Like I'm not the oh.
Yeah,
It's
like,
actually
wow.
You're not that
There's
far
like a
behind.
million of them.
It's been around for 20 years.
Yeah,
Plus.
we met one today that's been in there for quite some time.
Man, we met a brother, Quan. Quan is, he would know. So he literally was with T-Bone.
Maximilian.
His name's Maximilian, was with T-Bone, was
Wait a
randomly,
minute. I know that.
Maximilian was
Maximilian,
randomly at the place we're shooting this video at, starts beatboxing
Yeah.
and
That's
talking
who you
about,
saw?
yeah, I'm talking about,
So it was crazy because
yeah.
we was shooting the video and him and his family just stopped and sat down and watched us shoot the video.
Dope.
And then he came and introduced himself like, yeah, I rap with this guy before named T-Bone. I'm like, T-Bone.
That's
Like,
a
like,
pretty
I
big
know who that
name.
is. Like he
Yeah.
was like a pioneer. Like,
Yeah.
like Fighting Temptations, T-Bone. Like that guy that was like, so, yeah.
That was wild, man. That was actually super. And we prayed with him, and it was a blessing, man. But
He was like, yeah, we started this little group, back in the day.
yeah,
Like,
really
little,
downplaying it, but
That's
like it was a crazy thing. And he could
Yeah.
beatbox like for not just like make a noise out of his mouth. Like
Oh,
he,
yeah,
you
he
could
was
tell
going
he was
crazy.
legit beatboxing.
It was
Resume
the
and
real
Cordell
deal.
rapped over it, man. Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah, we
crazy.
was out there getting
Like
busy.
sugar free or like
Straight up, no.
No, he was good.
Maybe a little better than sugar free,
Yeah, he
man.
was good.
To be real, yeah.
So with the scene being kind of, not great in Chicago, you thinking about moving to enhance the music, or are you kind of
not
locked
off,
out there?
Not off rip, not yet.
Wife is
me-
watching. Be
Yeah,
careful.
and you know
with your-
what? The wife is
Right.
ready. She
Yeah,
like,
she
let's
wanted to
go
go. Okay,
somewhere.
okay,
like,
okay.
but
And where would you move? I mean, it's cold in Chicago, man. The West
it
Coast.
is, man. When we left, it was like 7 degrees. Like, yeah,
Oh
it's
man,
bad.
it's been cold in
7?
Vegas.
7 degrees.
7.
It's almost 70 here
Yeah,
today.
dude.
Vegas
Exactly.
is nice.
Yeah.
So it's funny because like we're here in Vegas, so we talking about doing the Texas tour and just different things like that. It's like crazy because when you go back home, they love you. Like he was and it's like, bro, what's up? Like what's really up? Like So I think the scene could grow, but it's like a lot of division. Like, and I noticed that because it's like, oh yeah, we don't mess with them over there. Like yeah, they good, but yeah, we stick to us over here. I'm like, man, that is not Christian.
You got
Like,
your
I
Bible
don't-
open, like where? Hold on, where?
Like that is not right.
Where's that
bro.
in the Bible? No,
It's
yeah.
crazy because you got people that won't work with other people because of a belief or
it's the old mafia
Yeah, it's
mentality in
crazy.
Chicago.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially in the, I don't even want to talk about secular world. This a whole
Oh, yeah.
different.
And maybe some truth to that,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Oh yeah,
Because it's turf is big in LA and turf is big in Chicago.
oh yeah, definitely.
And-
And that's
and
definitely
kinda
one of the main
leads in.
reasons why a lot of people can't and egos too. Like, everybody want to be the man. Yeah.
That's what we see in today's Christian hip hop scene. I think you said it earlier too. Like, is it ego or is it like an actual approach to like getting the gospel out through the music? I think both, man. And I think because what would stop you from uniting? I mean, truthfully, like what would
Yeah.
stop you from saying, aside of our differences and beliefs in certain outlooks, like let me do something with you. Right, and that's the Lord's been working on me
'Cause if you-
with that a lot.
If you check my inbox, if I like it and you send it, I like it, I'm doing it. Like, let's knock it out.
There's
Yeah,
a dude,
yeah,
if I
yeah.
may, Quan, his
Yeah.
name is D Tall from Dallas. Shout out.
D tall.
D Tall.
D-
Okay.
Tall.
Is
But
he tall?
he just
Hope
he is
so.
tall.
The tall one.
That's our brother, man. We went out and did an interview with him.
Can't
recently.
be 5'5".
No.
and be tall.
No, and it's his real
D
name
Tall.
too.
Okay.
Last name Tall.
Oh,
But
okay, there you go. That makes sense.
He's
There you go.
fire, and he's been with Aha Gazelle a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know that Aha Gazelle had a bad rap because he got into some trouble. I don't know if you know about that, Cordell or Reason, but he got a bad rap, you know. And I remember when Aha was first starting out. And when you look at people like Aha, I mean, he started off so young. He's going to go through these things where he's doing things that the church is going to give you a hard time for. But D Tall, once he met him, I mean, the support and the strength as he walks together with him in Christ, I mean, it's evident.
Yeah.
And we were talking and he was like, man, they judge me. You know, what if I go and I want to do something? It's like, you know, I'm not gonna.
Right.
I don't see anything wrong with that particularly, but that is a huge issue that needs to stop because this dude is good and I don't want people to discourage him
Yeah.
from staying on the scene.
And I'm very strong on that and on beliefs in that. Like, iron sharpens iron.
Right.
Every time we talk, it don't have to be about
Mm-hmm.
music, bro. Like, you know, so I'm very big on that. Like, bro, let's fellowship. Let's
Yeah.
talk about a scripture. Let's do this. Let's
And you
get
don't have to be
into
floating holy all the
Exactly.
time. You can be really like,
Exactly.
yo, I'm really struggling right now.
for real and be open, transparent.
Right.
Transparent.
Like that's why I'm transparent in music because what embarrasses me heals somebody else. It unlocks a door for somebody else.
Yeah.
If I talk about it, like if I truly talk about it, and a lot of people don't do that.
What do you talk about, Reason?
Oh yeah, he.
On your
You talking
music.
about me?
Mm-hmm. What do you talk about on your music?
What do I talk about on my music?
Do you talk about the pen or do you talk about it
The
now?
Lord.
Lord. I'm talking about the Lord,
Lord.
in the most creative way that I can possible. I want someone
There you
to.
go. It's a perfect way to
hear
say
it
it. I
in-
like that.
Yeah, in a creative way. In a creative way.
I want to hear your stuff.
Getting
yeah.
a lot of
He pretty
comments.
good. He
Emmanuel Yeshua, thanks for commenting.
Yeah, shout out Matthew, man. What up, brother?
Nobody prays no more. Not sure who you're talking about. And
Generally.
then Natasha, all the way from Australia.
Hey, Mike.
says,
What's
you
up?
see artists like Lecrae, for example, mixing with secular artists and switching up in interviews and not standing for God all the way like he should. He's trying to please the world more. I don't know.
She name dropped. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, he's
but-
coming back. He's coming back.
But
I like Lecrae, man. I'm not.
Yeah.
He had the whole Christian hip hop world that he was carrying on his back.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
I
real.
think it was too much.
Yeah.
I think it was too much for one person. And I don't necessarily think, you know, humans are supposed to be famous because you get a God complex and a God mentality. And I think that happens a lot. That's why I always tell people, watch what you ask for, watch the platform, because the bigger the platform, the more responsibilities God's given you. And
Right.
can you handle that? A lot of us
Right.
can't.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to be faithful with the platform God's given you where it's at and be happy with that. If he
Oh,
grows
yeah.
it, he grows it. But so many people are looking for more. But just with those artists, pray for them. If you know
Oh,
them,
yeah.
talk to them. You know, like we said earlier.
I tried to talk to Lecrae,
Yeah.
and I wasn't active in ministry. I was being more mom, wife, family mode for about 9 years or so. But because I worked at K-Wave 107.9 in Los Angeles, we did have Harvest Crusade, and I
Yeah.
did try to talk to Lecrae, and I was hurt. I was
Yeah.
for real hurt. I still haven't even talked to him. So if he sees this,
Lecrae, reach out to
you
him.
know,
Right.
because I
So, my
really
guy-
was like, I was having nightmares about him. And I was like, man, because the last gospel hip hop artist that I had nightmares about, I'm not gonna mention who it is, he fell off and he never came back. And he was real thugging, and
Yeah.
I've not seen him since. So I had nightmares, and then Lecrae started really kind of disappearing and doing some stuff where I was like, what in the world? What is that? Who is this group?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Like I was talking to my wife about this one day, and I was like, you know what? If I ever got a chance to do a song with like this huge secular artist, right? I would shock the world, because if it's a feature that I'm paying for, I'm not gonna let you give me anything.
Who would you?
I'm just saying, just in
Do you
general.
have somebody in mind?
Nah, not really, but I'm just saying, if I was to ever get that opportunity, and you gotta think
So
about it,
would you do
paying
it? Would you do it? With the secular
What if
artist?
it's like
Only-
Nicki Minaj or something
only
crazy?
if, because I'm
That's
gonna
some real
tell you
accountability.
why. I'm gonna tell you why I say this, because I was those people before. We don't know really how they live. We don't know their upbringing. They probably grew up in church like I did. That was for the money. Like I needed that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like when they crack jokes about Snoop Dogg, like how do we know his upbringing? Like this gospel album he put out is probably really
No,
his
I know
roots.
his upbringing.
You know, this is
is
his
very
roots.
genuine.
So
His
we don't
friends
know.
record in my studio.
You know, so it's like if that chance presented itself, I would be cautious of what I put out with this artist. But I will also shock the world. Like, how did he get him to do that?
Okay, so doing the song with that artist, and this is the problem I have with Christians doing songs with secular artists, is you do a song with Snoop Dogg. Let's say Snoop Dogg.
Probably wouldn't do it, but yeah.
But if you did, now your fan base, that a lot of them might be a Christian fan base, right? Are seeing who you feature, so they trust you as a Christian to lead them in the right direction.
It's big.
What do I do every time I see featuring this artist? I'm gonna look up that artist, and maybe let's not even say Snoop Dogg, maybe not someone that big, but an artist that is definitely well known, where when you search them and you go on their YouTube and you check out, you know, their music,
Trick that ass.
it's not
Right. That would be
it's
like,
not
what?
gonna
Yeah,
be
check that out.
it's not gonna be anything
Hey,
good.
it's in your email. Check that out.
Don't do that.
But
True.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
get
you're
it.
leading them to their music now,
Yeah,
because
it's so
featuring them.
deep.
So this is who you're featuring. Okay, cool. Let me check out that artist now. Now you're going to see them. I know Bizzle featured who do you have recently?
Music. So
Music Soul Child.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
cannot stand that song, by the way.
So, and a lot of the
So,
features
not
suck.
worth
A lot of those features do suck.
I'll say it.
they do.
And
it's like,
you're only putting that out. You wouldn't have done that with somebody, the same exact song with
Come
somebody
on.
that didn't have a
and that's
name,
what
right?
I mean by they forcing it. Like, so if you was the
Yeah,
actually,
but here's the thing. Let me finish that point, because now people are going to check out Music Soul Child, because I know who that is, because I grew up in that era. These younger people that follow Bizzle don't know who that is, and I'm not calling Bizzle out for
So
it.
deep.
Right.
But it is kind of funny because Bizzle would call out other artists for doing that,
Yeah.
and now he's doing that. So
Right.
exactly.
that's funny to me, and you could hate me again and not talk to me for 3 years.
It's funny.
Done it before, but to me, it was very funny that happened, because you're leading them to that artist now. I don't care, even if that artist is a Christian now. Like, they weren't before, and I don't know if they are now. I don't know if Music Soul Child is, but the popular music is not.
Right.
Did you know? Can I tell you something about Music Soul Child? Because my background is secular, right? The song "Love" was written, Lord,
I heard that version.
So many people
Yeah.
take your name in vain, and he switched it
I heard that
because
actual
they said
version.
it's not gonna
Yeah.
do well. So that's, man, I got chills thinking about that, because what a regret, for real. Like, what if you go to Jesus and he's like, listen,
And I
You
think,
remember that song?
really don't like what
Remember
you
that
did.
Why'd
one
you-
song? What song?
Why'd you switch my
Yeah,
name up, bro?
yeah.
The one that had my name in
Why'd
it?
you switch my name up,
I
bro?
gotta follow it.
No, you know what? I love this combo, man, because, you know, but I think if I'm not careful enough, I could go
You
deep
know?
and down this rabbit hole.
For
But you know
real.
what?
Come on,
I think, you know, in my experience, let me just be honest to it, right?
please.
I don't think, we can take statistics, right? We don't gotta, like, you know, everyone's gonna have a slightly different perspective on it. What would we say was the biggest Christian crossover featured song? And I would say maybe Lecrae with T.Y. Dolla $ign, right? That thing did
Christian
super.
hip hop.
I would say Christian hip hop, yeah. Just because we're more in that lane right now. But Christian hip hop, I think it was that T.Y. Dolla $ign.
It was all over the radio.
It was all over the radio.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
that was the only reson he did that.
Now
just to get that
So,
I don't know.
okay.
radio push.
Maybe.
You know what we've been seeing too, and I love this too, because Brian's been touching on this more and more. And I think Brian, obviously we know what he stands on, but he's more, I feel, qualified to speak on obedience, holiness, because he really comes from love, exactly. And he really comes from love, right? So like you can't be that overbearing dude talking about all that, but you don't feel no love from this person. Like that just turns into judgment. But you know, he said this before in a lot of these little songs and scriptures and stuff like that. Where's the fruit that remains, right? You know what I mean? So, okay, check those numbers, check the sound scan, you know, check the album sales. Okay, out of all those people, and you know, it would be hard to see, but it's the fruit that remains, right? How many of them really had an encounter? How many of them really, you know, how many of that song edified the person, right? Those are the questions that aren't going to be asked, and that's not going to be the statistics that are going to be gauged, because at the end of the day, you know, we're not really, especially when it's mainstream. Look, I've been in those circles. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Even a Christian, quote unquote, so-and-so label or distribution company, if you're too Christian, they will tell you.
Yeah.
And this is not even just like Universal, RCA, Sony. This isn't like from a secular music standpoint. A Christian label and a Christian distribution company will come to you. They're not Christian, but you feel me? They're saying they're Christian because they want to work with Christian artists because they know like an NF. I'm name dropping. I'm sorry.
That's my boy.
And
That's my boy's boy.
They can flip your music to a crowd of Christians, but ultimately the presentation of that artist will not be Christian in its nature. And so it's just the nature of the beast, man. So do it for sure, but look at the person who did it at the biggest. Did that make a wave?
You have to be led.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
And what if it's really only for 10 people?
Yeah.
Like, what if it is
That could
only
help.
for 10 people? Like,
You right.
that's crazy. But those 10 people is like a senator that's going to help save millions of babies or something.
Oh, yeah.
You just never know who's
And
really
then going
listening.
the
to
other
what.
direction, you don't know
There
if
you go.
Ty Dolla $ign, his fan base went to Lecrae's music, and maybe some of them.
There you go.
Right. That's,
You know,
that's
heard
the
that.
argument.
Yeah.
It's all about, and then so they'll never ask the real questions about it. So
But I think they're mainly doing it for business. Let's
Yeah.
face it. You know, it's music business. So
The reason
you know.
we've been in this a long time. Okay. We obviously take it personally.
And there
you know?
has been a pandemic, so you
Yeah.
know the shows weren't going like they used to.
Right,
so
right,
you had
right.
to
Like, I
Come
got
back
it.
to
money
the church.
somehow, you know.
yeah. No, that's funny, man. I love the conversation. I think ultimately, you know, what are you gonna do with it? Like, I think that's what we were talking with Zoom earlier, and we've been saying this to Cordell. I think for it to be an artist, and that's what at Ignite Strategic, that's what we try to do. Be genuine to who you are. Like, don't try to copy somebody else, because that is gonna put you in a rut, because you weren't meant to be somebody else. You were meant to be unique to you. But if you do have the gift and calling to music, man, hone organically what's naturally good to you, and then grow from there and go from there. And look, if that leads you one day to potentially, like, man, I don't think, now he's not gonna share none of this, but Cordell in his secular music days had some really, really crazy cool stories about DMX. And I don't,
For real.
and the majority of Christian hip hop will tell you, and then this might be a closet conversation, but a lot of people felt like his faith was genuine, regardless of the stuff that he struggled with, right? But at the end of the day, so who knows where your genuine journey in Christ, using your gifts and talents, will take you. It might take you to cross paths with the DMX. So, you know, that's where I feel like that would fit. But if it's a prescribed, if it's a generic label, you move, and it's what, you know, hey,
Right.
I
Have
don't
some
know.
questions later
I don't know.
about
Yeah.
DMX.
No, it was, his stories are crazy.
Yeah.
His
Like, he's
stories
wild
are-
with it.
Keep
Yeah.
that to myself. It was a book. Like,
Man, you gonna
crazy.
trust him? He went over toes, man.
Yeah, it was
It's
crazy.
a lot of crazy
With it
stuff.
for a whole week.
Yeah.
It was like,
I
wow.
have Kanye stories, and they involve ninja stars. What are those razor
I love
ninjas
ninja
flying
stars.
across
Oh, wow.
the
Oh,
studio? Like, whoa, we could die.
Wow.
That
yeah.
could really kill you.
Hold
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, see, I was around the John Monopoly time, his manager and all them. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's no joke. The music business is no joke, man.
All right, she's been talking with us the whole time, so we might as well introduce her. Finally.
Come on.
But
Was I supposed to be quiet?
no, you're good the whole time. I just realized we never introduced you. And I want to get your story too, because you said you had like a crazy testimony, so I definitely want to hear it.
Come on.
And I've talked to you about getting on the show recently, so I'm glad you're actually out here in Vegas to be
Yeah.
able to do it in person. I like doing Skype interviews, but in real life is way better. But Reyna Day, DJ Reyna Day,
Yeah.
you're a DJ. You've been doing radio, and you mentioned in the show tonight you came from the secular world. And now you're a Christian. Now I've seen you. I actually saw you the first time when Brian was in Vegas last year.
Oh, and he put me up to host 5
Yeah.
minutes for the show?
That's funny.
That was
I didn't know
fun.
he did that. But
He sure did.
so talk to us
He
a little bit about your
threw you in there.
background and how you got here, and just where you started from.
Yeah, so I go by DJ Reyna Day because I am on the radio, but I'm still actually learning how to DJ. But I
Actual DJ,
Yeah,
turntable
like,
DJ. Okay,
you
dope.
know,
Come on.
but I have one side. I don't
Now-
have the
now you
two
just have to
turn.
push play, right? Or-
Yeah, exactly. No, I've been on the radio. I work at K-Wave, 107.9 FM in Los Angeles, but I started on King FM radio, which is a show that was a Christian hip hop radio show the Lord gave me in 2008, and we were on the air 99.5 KKLA.
Okay.
In Los Angeles, 2009, early. That's when we went on. First ever done in LA. I had no idea what the Lord was doing or saying. I thought I was high because I could hear the Lord telling me to do this.
Yeah.
And then when I saw that there was actually good music, I was in. And when Cordell said that the Lord, had him doing ministry and he decided not to do music anymore, I actually stopped doing music also because I was singing and writing for Universal at the time and working under Kanye and stuff at a studio in Hollywood. So I gave up everything because I just figured, you know what, Lord, you're doing something and I don't want to miss this. And we went strong and I stopped when I got married in 2012. Spent some time, I got saved in jail when I was 16.
Okay, let's go back a little bit.
Yeah.
You got saved in jail. How'd you get to jail? What did you do to get into jail?
Context.
16. That's a young
Well,
age.
what I can talk about is, I was facing 9 years in prison.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And it was actually the second time I was facing 9 years in prison because I ran with gangs in LA.
Wow.
And I'm a studio baby. So both my parents are in the music business.
Okay.
My dad's a drummer, engineer. My mom's a singer. She's Spanish. She's Mexican. So she does a lot of Spanish stuff, but they were both gone all the time. It's a latchkey kid, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in the hood. So I'm out, and a little ADHD-ish, so got into a lot of trouble. But this specific trouble that I got into, we got in trouble for robbing a judge's house,
Oh, yeah. You got to watch who you rob.
which was crazy.
Oh, wow.
Opening that door,
Wow.
But I gave my life to the Lord in the rec room. This little 82-year-old old lady, African-American ladies broke down the gospel. And I remember being Hispanic, growing up in Catholic church. And I was like, man, Jesus did all that?
Like being 16, you probably got an attitude. You probably think you're right with everything.
Yeah, it was a really scary time because I got, it was a big homie, right?
Yeah.
Drew down on us, put guns to our heads, me and my boyfriend at the time, and said, I'm gonna kill you. And I'll remember like the steel on the floor. Take off your shoes, take off everything that might get dirty that I want to take after I kill you. Like it was done. He thought we stole from him.
Wow.
So when we got out of that, because his girlfriend started freaking out and she was like, no, please, I like her, don't kill her, because he was crazy. He would have killed us. So we left. And when I went home, my mom set me up. She's like, ha, gotcha, cuffs.
Oh.
So I was already like right for the word,
Yeah.
because I was like, yo, I almost really died. Like, it's different to get shot at. I got shot at a lot of times, but to have it touch your head. But to know
it could be just like that. Yeah.
It was like, oh man, I need to know that I'm good when I die.
Yeah.
So so I gave my life to the Lord. And
but that has to be a little push from the Holy Spirit too to even give you that in your head at the time, because I've seen some people in those situations and they still don't get it.
Yeah, and I've talked about that with Brian T. That's why I love KMF and everybody, because I resonate with that crowd. That I feel like people forget a lot about the people who really stuck it out. It came from hell and back, man.
Yeah.
On the streets, and that's where hip hop comes from. But yeah, that morning, the next morning, I gave my life to the Lord. Next morning, I had that feeling of the things sitting on you, and you can see everything happening. Have you heard people talk about that?
Yeah.
And I
Spiritual
was
attack.
like, what is going on? This is a real spiritual fight right now. And then I went to court the next day after that, or 2 days after that, Monday. They lost all the evidence.
Wow.
They said that the fax machine had tore up the evidence, so it was all jumbled. And I'm like, yo,
Won't he do it?
I didn't know about that yet, but at the time I was just like, yo, something's happening.
That's
Right.
insane.
That's crazy.
Like, God's really got my back. Like, this is crazy. So then I got out and I was in a lockdown placement in Orange County, California. They wouldn't let me back in LA because of the charges that I had. They didn't want me around, the hood people that I knew.
Yeah.
Get back in trouble, which is good. And then I was solid and singing in the worship and doing music and doing good. And then met back up with my ex and had a baby. And, he went to prison and just kind of was really at a weird place when the Lord told me to do King FM radio. And I just never looked back.
How old were you at the time?
When he told me King FM,
Yeah.
I had just turned 24.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a little bit over 12 years ago. And I was like, I'll never do music again. And then the last few years, the Lord's been saying everything's coming back. So he's resurrected King FM.
Oh.
We're back on air. He's resurrected my music. And, you know, I'm just down for the ride. Like I really love seeing people that are for real because when I came back, there was people that were gone and I was like, what? So you were faking. So I get it, you know? And I didn't fall away from the Lord while I was gone, but I had a lot of stuff that the Lord was purging, and I let him do it.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to my
Sometimes
husband.
you have to, and I think that's
Gang.
good that you know to
Gang.
do that, because I think a lot of people that are doing ministries, they're too scared to set that aside to be able to deal with that and know that, you know, where God's taking me after this is going to be a much better place, you know?
Yeah, I didn't want to be fake.
Yeah.
You know,
And
I
it's
did what I
crazy
needed to
you
do.
say that because a slogan I live by is we can't play church.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these people are not playing hurt. The people
Yeah.
that need us are not playing.
The people that need us. There's a lot of people out there that we're responsible for.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, I've been noticing that more and more lately, like with the girl I talked to you about earlier. Like, sometimes you're the only Jesus in
That
somebody's
they'll
life.
never know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and so now we have that responsibility when you realize that, like, yo, I got to be more on point because he has people around me that I need to be focused in on and be able to speak into. And how could I speak into them when they're asking me those questions if I'm living like that too?
And the crazy thing is, a lot of the times, it's people we will never meet
Yeah.
through music, through different ministries. We will never see these people. And then you'll get a random inbox like I get from New Zealand, like, bro, thank you. And I'm like, what? Like New Zealand? Like,
Come
well,
on.
you never know who's listening.
Yeah. That's
It's
awesome,
true.
man. Yeah, no, and shout out DJ Reyna Day, man. She when I tell you that she is probably one of the more, so when you're in, Quan knows this, when you're in media, you gotta have it or you don't have it, right? And so one, super talented in that regard, and then she's also stepping into the music frame, but just as a person, man, super dope person that we've met, super positive. Definitely we're going back to Cali, man, so we're gonna be linking up doing some things, but
Going back to Cali.
Going back to
I mean,
Cali.
moving back to
Cali.
Cali.
To
Cali.
Cali. To Cali.
So you're moving.
Moving back to Cali. To Cali.
I don't
Going
think
back
so.
and forth, man.
Yeah, man.
I think so.
We gave Vegas the try, man. But yeah, so
It's hard out here, bro.
oh man, it's drier than, you know, the Sahara. Nah. But yeah, shout out to Sister Reyna, man. She's got a
I
lot
will
of
be
amazing
at their
things.
house.
Oh, she's gonna be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Already planning.
I have.
So when you guys going back to Cali?
We are gonna move here in I think 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
What part?
Well,
Southern.
to the Inland Empire?
That part.
LAA, shit,
Empire.
County,
Southern.
Oranges. So,
Yeah.
my
Caught
bad.
the eyes like,
No, I know.
yeah, never
my
mind.
wife. So shout out my wife. Shout out anybody that you know you got a significant. They corrected me, man. And you know I'm known to blurt out some things. So
Oh,
that's what I
yeah.
said. But yeah, so LA, pretty much LA. So yeah, we're excited though, man. But we do got brothers and sisters out there. You know.
I mean, so many people are moving out of LA because the
Yeah.
government's a little different.
Yeah.
You know, they're a little crazy.
that's a
I've
whole.
been tempted.
it's
I've
a whole
been
new
tempted.
country.
The money out there, and I thought about it a long time ago when I was managing Jay Givens,
Yeah.
and the taxes and like for business and stuff. I'm like, it's ridiculous.
Oh.
There's no way I could do that
It's rough.
in LA.
It's rough. But you know, this is the cool thing I think about it. I'm glad you brought that up. At the end of the day, no matter where we are at in the time of the clock of the end of the world, right?
You need some money? Is that what you want to say?
Man, if you Cash App is money sign,
See how
Jared,
expensive it is.
Tanel, 2 L's. No, but so this is the cool part, man. You can't put God in the box, right?
Yeah.
And the remnant's everywhere. You know what I mean? The remnant is everywhere, and you know I think that's where it's a good learning point because we got guilty, 2 hands up. I got really political, you know, when the Trump thing all went through, right? And
We did.
We all
I was there.
We all got too political, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's not about all that. So I think when people look at it from the surface about how Cali looks, oh yeah, if you're going off politics, you'd be like, man, I would never live there again or even go to that state. Brother, the remnants,
Serious
the remnants.
But
there.
even businesses
For
are
real.
getting up and
Yeah.
jumping out of Cali.
Texas,
you know what I'm saying?
Elon Musk.
I think they had the
went to Texas,
first year
yeah.
where more people left Cali than
But
moved
the
into
people
Cali.
that
Yeah.
but the people that stayed are thugging it.
That's good.
Like they're
Yeah.
really in it for
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I have
Yeah.
a lot of friends out there, and
Yeah.
they're like, I'm not leaving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know? So
it's crazy. So we got set up in a situation where we're blessed. So we're gonna be set up in a good spot. So now that's what I was even discussing with my wife the other day, man. Most couples or people going to Cali would have those worries. We're not. You know what I mean? So we're gonna be up there and we're gonna just be able to do what we feel God is putting it on our hearts. And so that's music, that's nonprofit, that's management, that's my wife's business, all the above. So
Feeding Reyna Day.
Yeah, DJ Reyna Day. She coming back.
So you're happy because you know you're mentioning it before. You have friends leaving, and now you got some more friends.
Coming.
I love
coming
his
back.
wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
Because, and he even told me when I first met Jamie, he said, when she gets on the phone with you, I'm like, who is this lady? What have you done with my wife? Because me and her will kiki. We will laugh and talk about stuff.
Oh, man.
I just love the way her brain works because it just
always
goes.
works.
And
Oh,
mine
yeah.
does too. Shouts out. Well.
Hey.
And
Girl power.
and that's rare to find,
Yeah.
you know, especially now because a lot of women, unfortunately, have turned really surface. And even in the church, it's like, you know, it's frustrating. And she's just really a breath of fresh air. And I got her back. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Let's go.
I mean, you're right. We're even in the church. We're in a day and age right now where, you know, things are crazy. Us as Christians, we definitely need to be bolder in our faith.
Come
we
on.
need to be bold. You need to be in your word and
Yeah.
be in worship and be in prayer and be accountable. Have accountability around you.
Yeah.
I think that's very important. So many people are trying to do it out here on their own, and it's almost impossible.
You
Yeah.
can't.
You can't.
It's not designed like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're connected
Exactly.
to each other. And, you know, the reality is the harder times get, I think that's the clarity that I've been getting in these times is, man, that's where we're supposed to shine brightest, man.
It doesn't feel hard. Like for me, it hasn't because
Right.
I know what I need to lean on.
Right.
And
right.
even with business, like business has been a lot better
Yeah.
since the pandemic started for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know who your God
the
is.
Christians that jumped into fear
Yeah.
during this time.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, you talk about like you're always ready. Oh, we're ready for whatever. But then when
Yeah.
the world knocked you off your you know, everyday life
Yeah.
and things got different,
Yeah.
people got scared.
Yeah.
Churches were
Yeah.
going crazy, didn't know what
Yeah.
to do, were closing
Yeah.
down, didn't know how to function if they did close down and,
Right.
and still maintain a service and stuff like that. And
Right.
I think it's important to first of all get in the word, because if you're living in fear, you're not in the
Right.
word. You just
Period.
you're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not. If you're not seeing these things that are happening, were going to happen, and more is gonna happen,
Yeah.
then you're not in your word.
Yeah.
Or you're just reading the verse of the day.
Yeah.
The verse of the day, a couple days ago, do everything with prayer and supplication.
Yeah.
They've used that same verse like 4 times. There's
Wait, wait.
66 books, 4 times in the last 6 months.
They said that last month.
There's
Yeah.
66 books in the Bible.
Which is
There's
still-
a lot of verses.
Generally
But
applies.
It's,
We need to
it's
talk
good.
to somebody.
It's definitely a good verse. But it was just funny. But
Maybe Lord's
No,
trying to
you're
tell you
right.
something.
No, you're right.
I know, for real. Well, the funny thing is, I was making fun of the word supplication because me and my friend were talking about it, and I'm like, "What
It's
is
a
it?"
funny
Like, I don't
word.
even know what that word is,
Yeah,
and I've
yeah.
read that so many times.
Cry
so
to God, basically.
It's kind of funny, so
Yeah,
we had to
yeah,
look
yeah.
it up.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
think
go ahead.
I was sorry to cut you off, but I was just thinking when you're talking about, you know, during the pandemic, you've been blessed more and everything. During the pandemic is when the Lord ignited, no pun intended,
Right.
King FM radio
Yeah.
and my music, because I had such a passion of, oh my God, people need to know. And then the Lord actually was like, and by the way, here's how it's happening. And it got confirmed by a young lady who was engaged to a man that I grew up with in elementary school. One of the only people I keep in touch with who's not dead or in jail. And good dude. And she said, I couldn't sleep last night because the Lord has you on my heart. She didn't know I had a meeting with Dash Radio and MC Nice and was going to get back on the air after like 7 years with my own show.
Yeah.
And she was like, man, the Lord said this. And she gave me the scripture to go along with it that the Lord had been saying. When King FM comes back, this is the word, which was be still, ironically.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, so hold on. So you want me to get back into media and be still? Like, what does that mean? Not call people? I'm supposed to be like a mover and shaker, like, hey, I'm back. Hey,
Yeah.
sponsors. And it was like, be still, because what I'm doing this time, what she shared with me, is much bigger. And I'm like, what? And just everything made sense and lined up. And it's during the pandemic. When otherwise I would have been like, what do I do now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because the radio station let me go because I'm a mom.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving them all my time. You
Right.
know? Temporarily, they let me go. They brought me back.
That's crazy. And I think that's the word for the body, man. Like, not to downplay your anxiousness, right? Not to downplay that we're still human,
Yeah,
right?
of
And
course,
there's
yeah.
humanity that we still struggle with and deal with. But to be real, at the end of the day, our God is so much bigger than all of these issues, right? And I think the clarity for me is being like not to be condescending, right? Because some believers are like, you know, like I got my sword out ready, like it don't matter what happens. It's a little the zeal's a little there strong, but at the end of the day, I truly believe that my God is bigger than all these problems.
But when you're overconfident in
Yeah.
what you are doing, then that's
shows.
when you can get knocked off your,
Oh, yeah.
And then
your
that
ladder.
shows.
And, you know, talk about anxiety and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like, being in your word does not mean you're not going to deal with things.
Right.
Because the Bible talks about mental health all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that. I think
King
people
David.
dealing with mental health issues and different things like that, it says renew your mind daily.
That's so good.
If it's saying to do that daily, what's that saying about how weak our minds are?
Right.
And I've been
cluttered.
focused so much on that
Distracted,
because so
yep.
many of my friends, even Christians, and even myself the past year,
Yeah.
I probably had my best year spiritually, like
Yeah.
being in the Word and being more consistent with with my walk with God, but I also dealt with the most mental health that I've ever dealt with.
Right.
Lot
At
of
the same
attacks.
time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And doing a fast where I just felt great, and then coming out of that depressed. You
Yeah.
know, but renew your mind daily. Like
So
that's
good.
just those scriptures we run over real quick.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
to really
So
get up
good.
and the first thing, if the first thing you're doing, and I mention this all the time, if you wake up, look at your phone, check the time, and then go on Instagram or Facebook,
Yeah.
your mind is going to be messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
It happens to me all the time. I'm like,
Distracted,
man,
cluttered.
I don't like this person. Let me unfollow them.
Like a
They're getting
bad
on my
breakfast.
nerves. Yeah.
You starting the day blocking people.
But dude,
Yeah, that's not the greatest way to start your day.
If you got the Bible app, like get in there, get in, turn worship on.
Yeah.
Pray.
Yeah.
Really get in tune with God because you got to renew your mind daily
Yeah.
to be able to handle everything.
Yeah.
And, I know a lot of people have different times they do their devotions and stuff like that. I don't know how they do that without starting your day like that.
Right. Right.
It's a good breakfast.
Oh,
it
yeah.
really is.
And mental
It is.
health, when you talk about that, that's something that's very, I'm very passionate about that because when you grow up in the streets or when you go through, prison, jail, when you're in these situations, and I think that it's far too overlooked, PTSD in the urban communities, because with my husband, shout out Brandon, he has been there for me during these times. And even lately, when I start to get into my artistry and I start to really pick apart what's going on in here, and if I don't stay in the word and remind myself, or if he doesn't help remind me, remind myself with the word who I am, I can start to get really nervous that I'm not safe. And when you don't feel safe, it's the same thing as a soldier on the battlefield and when they come home.
Yeah.
Whenever they don't feel safe, it's about to go down. And people would look at me and still look at me and go, man, you don't struggle with that. I'm like, yo, I was chasing my husband down the street like, let's go. Because I was so scared. I was like, you first, because you really get in this place where you forget God and you just think, I can protect myself. I got to protect myself. When you know that does nothing.
And people need to know PTSD is not a military thing. I
Exactly.
think that's kind of what's been pushed in our culture. Like that's things military people deal with.
Exactly.
But I know a lot of people that grew up in church.
It's
that deal with
trauma.
PTSD.
It's trauma. If you
You know?
experience
For real.
trauma,
It-
then
it-
it'll
it-
happen.
yeah.
And trauma over and over again.
And now mental
Like-
health, mental health issues are more prevalent than ever because the last 2 years, that's what, the whole Antonio Brown thing this weekend, everyone is throwing mental illness on that. I'm like, first of all, we have to be responsible for our own mental health.
Right.
But we all can use the excuse, especially living in the last 2 years of everything shutting down, not knowing what's going on, losing family, losing friends.
Yeah.
We could all use the excuse of mental health. So we're all responsible for our own mental health.
Right.
And like I said, going back and being in the Word daily and doing that first thing, like renewing your mind. Like I want everyone in the comments to focus on that for today, tomorrow, and just take a week, and then hopefully it'll become a habit to renew your mind. Focus on God first. Seek first the kingdom,
Right.
and everything else will come.
The
and
answer-
everything else isn't.
Yeah.
People use this the seek the kingdom first, and then all these other things will be added. Right? They use that for selfish reasons, thinking
Right.
that or
Material.
material reasons that it's going to be okay. Cool. Now my house. I'm gonna get the house I want. I'm gonna get the car I want. No, you're gonna get the mental health you need.
Yes.
You're gonna get the
Yeah.
the spiritual guidance you need. You're
Yeah.
gonna get the energy you need
So
to be able to
good.
get up and work and not be depressed and not be stuck in
Oh
bed.
yeah.
The truth is it's in the word,
Right.
and it's hard to, like, the peace that comes from understanding what scripture is saying to you. Like, we want to look over those verses where it says, I prune each branch that does not bear fruit, right? So meaning straight, and I said it earlier, we were talking, like, I felt God telling me that, and it could just be for me, right? But I feel like you can obviously generally apply this. The Spirit is saying either you will submit your will to God,
Yeah.
right? Or it'll be crushed. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
because at the end of the day,
Yeah, I get it.
him being a good father, you know, I need you to understand how important it is that you trust me. I need you because I know how frail you are in your humanity. I know how frail you are in your sinful nature, right? So I need you to get it. And I feel like this time in the pandemic, right? Like this is a pruning, right? Like every branch in our life, everything that we are participating in that is not bearing fruit to God, that is distracting us, that is pushing us farther
Gotta
from
go.
Christ, it has to go. It
Can't
has
afford
to
it
go.
anymore.
yeah.
It has
Literally
to go.
can't afford it.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
my response to when Jared said that earlier is that some people need to be crushed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
straight
Some
up.
100%.
people to get it. Some
Yeah.
people
It
actually
was
need
broken
that.
to be rebuilt, right?
Oh
Yeah.
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 For the betterment of us. And I think this, if you're out here and you're going through it and you're struggling, like we just pray for, you know, ain't my works are, you know, God knows them before me, but hurting, man, just hurting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you're in that same boat, man, just reach up. You know, it's cliche. You know, I think as Christians, you think that could just be something that you say on the daily, but honestly, you know, it says very simply in scripture, seek him. And if you seek him with your full heart, you'll find him.
Yeah.
And this is the time. And it's funny, right? Because what are we holding on to? And the Bible speaks to the cares of the world, right? What do you have to lose? You know what I mean? Because like if we know this thing is this, all we hear is rumors and wars and the rumors of war. But like, what does it cost you to see? He says in the word to taste and see that I'm good, right? What does it cost you to just see about that? And so even believers, right? Like we went into the pandemic and some people's foundations was on sand. It was on sand, and we hate to point that out. Like, oh,
Still
well,
haven't rebuilt.
not rebuilt yet. And you, so who are you to point out what my foundations, brother? I'm your brother in the faith.
That's right.
And I'm supposed to be holding you accountable to that because I don't want to see you perish. And not only that, it's glory to glory, right? I do believe some might not have the greatest life in this life, but of course they end up in glory, right? But at the end of the day, God has something for you here. God has peace, purpose. He has a future identity, hope for you here. Find that, you know, and in these times, it's just about your priorities. If you're thinking that my peace, my security, my identity is in the situation going on around me, my environment, my job, you know, these material things, man, that's why you feel so out of place and uncomfortable because
You're not paying attention.
you know, you're not paying attention, one, but you're not realizing like these are the things that are distracting you, and you could really find true peace, purpose. Like, give me nights where we can go and do what we did before we walked into the studio. I'll take those nights over sitting in dinners with the most famous people, because I know at the end of the day, the Lord showed up through us because we were willing to let God just be God. And man, I'm feeling Holy
But
Spirit.
and a lot of people want the mission field, right? Like, God, give me a mission field. And now, like you said, there's so many people hurting now. In this day and age, you don't even have to look for the mission field. You just walk outside; it's everywhere.
Right.
There's so many people hurting.
Yeah.
So there's so many people that are right there, ready and willing to receive something.
More than
The
ever.
Bible
than
said
ever.
the
Riper
harvest
than
is
ever.
Ever
white.
right now.
The harvest is white even now. It said the workers are few. The harvest is plenty. The workers are
labors
few.
Right, right.
Yep.
Like, and that's 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like this,
Yeah.
and it makes sense. The Lord would put me back on the field.
Come on.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
And
front
it's
line.
easy to talk to people right now.
It,
It's
it's,
just-
they're
really
not.
is.
Yeah.
And they're-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're
And
shutting
there's
you
a
down.
lot of people that are receptive.
Yeah.
Especially with Christian hip hop too, because
Yeah.
thank you, Kanye.
Right.
So I'm like, for real, you ain't laughing at me?
Right.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
going back to the artists, everybody out there watching, listening, do it for the right reasons. Like,
Yeah.
life is
And-
too short right
and
now. Like,
it's-
do it for the right reason. And I would love to see some artists put the mic down and
Oh,
just
yeah.
go out there and just talk to people. And who cares about your social media? Shut down social media and
That's
just go
real.
out there in real life. Because
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
promise, I have way better conversations in real life than I do on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Way
because
better.
it's stuff
Biggest
that
thing.
you don't see that, like we was just doing today. Like Jared, like, hey, what we doing? We finna pray for this family real quick, or just like right before we came in here, crazy.
That's what it's
you
about.
know? But that's really what it's
It
about.
really
You
is.
know, the music is just a tool.
Right.
That's all it is. Like,
Yeah.
and
when it's not a tool anymore, then put it down.
'Cause I always-
If that's how you start out
Oh, yeah.
saying it's a tool.
because I always wonder, who are you when the music is off?
Mm.
When the beat is not playing no more, who are you?
Mhm.
Yes.
Like real life. Like, what do you do when the music cuts off?
Post selfies,
We hey, sidebar. No, I'm walking.
sell a T-shirt.
I'm walking to the car, right? And so this is this is a metaphor, but this is gonna be funny. This is who a lot of us are, and we've all been at fault to this, right? So it's just not just I'm not generally throwing that out there on anybody, but so we're walking in the car, and this lady's coming out of her house, and she got her dog, and she don't know that I'm like rocking right by her door. She walks
Bro, I
out.
hit a dog today. I'll get into us.
Oh man, Lord.
Not the same
my
dog,
goodness.
He didn't
Right,
mean
not the
to.
same
Was it
He
a
didn't
Chihuahua?
mean to, guys.
Was it a Chihuahua?
Not the same dog.
No, but look, so she walks the dog out the door, and she's like, "Shut up, get out of here!" And then she looks up at me like, "Oh, hey." That's how we be. We be out here like really feeling
Yo.
away, and then as soon as we know someone's looking at us, hey.
Yeah. God bless you, brother.
Yeah, oh man, no, I wasn't about to beat my dog in front of you.
I'm not like that though, and it drives
Yeah.
my husband crazy.
Yeah.
Because if I'm really upset or if I'm struggling and we're in public, he'll be like, people are looking at you. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, we gonna be fake out
He
here?
said she don't.
Are we gonna let them know?
Yes, she keep it funky.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
like,
some
I'm
people
not gonna
can't.
stab you, okay? Like, but I'm upset.
I'm very close though.
People get upset, you know?
She's
yeah.
opening it up. Like,
Yeah,
no,
no, but because of Jesus, I'm not going to ever. But you know, but seriously, like I feel like it's such a problem. I didn't grow up in the church,
Yeah.
so I did not understand, and that was one of the things the Lord told me in the beginning. He gave me Matthew 6:33, which I really love what you just said about that,
Yeah.
because that
Oh,
made
yeah.
a lot of sense after this whole 13 years.
Exactly. It'd be like that.
Yeah, because I was like, why did
Dude,
you
you
give
can
me
read the
that?
same verse over and over again
Over again.
forever, and
Yeah.
it hits you finally.
gave me that
You'll
in the
hear somebody
beginning.
else say like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Or
Like,
you
Yeah.
could just be reading it and it hits you a totally different way.
I never
Yeah,
really
yeah.
went into it, but
Layers
that
to
was one
scripture.
of the
Yeah.
scriptures. That was the scripture.
Yeah.
But then besides Matthew 6:33, when I first started ministry, when he threw me into ministry, King FM, he said, "My people are gonna hurt you, but they're not me. And as a matter of fact, they're just like you." I mean, it was just like audible.
Wow.
And so when I, ended up catching a pastor, an adult, catching him, and he lied, and I had to remember when the Lord said, "People gonna hurt you.
yeah.
They're gonna say you lied when you know what you saw."
oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know,
crazy, right?
and it's like, dang, that hurt.
And they care more about covering up the lie.
Covering it up and
Yep.
preaching.
Oh,
Crazy.
You know I saw you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it keeps people bound. So I'm not gonna be fake. But then again, also I need to chill out.
Yeah.
I can't
Hey,
be popping off all the time.
In this day and age, I think, we were just saying it, right? Oh, man. Because I know we're probably going to hit that segment soon. We were talking about how we critique music, right? And we were literally saying this because this goes back to evangelism. I can't offer my critique about how your life is feeling unless you invite me in. That's how that works, right? Like that's why Facebook's messed up evangelizing and messed up discipleship, because we just be speaking our minds too much, too openly, the wrong times, the wrong way to people. But, so when it came to critiquing music, and this transfers over to evangelism. So if someone does let you in and you come to me with an issue, it's my duty to tell you what's up. And if it hurts you, so our example was music. So I wouldn't be your brother if I let you go out bumping this song like you thinking it's like the next number one
and I got
Billboard.
people laughing at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but really it's terrible. Like, let me just, before you go and do a whole bunch of stuff that's just not gonna help you, let me tell you where you could just do better, right?
Leland.
Oh my.
I was thinking about the brother you mentioned.
Anyway, shout out
I don't
Leland.
know you,
Let's
Leland. I'm
submit
sure
a
it's
song.
great.
I like Leland.
We gonna make it
I'll
right.
be the mother here.
We gonna make it right. But so it's the same difference with how, and this time it's not about being too hard. It's if I'm your brother at this point in time, and let me tell you this, when I first came to the faith, I hated when people would say, "But did you ask God? Well, did you pray about it? What's God telling you?" And I would be like, because in deep down in my spirit, I'm like, "You right. I'm just talking." Because I really haven't asked God.
Yeah.
And that's how much, so much of the
But
body.
you said yeah.
But yeah, you saying, of course I did. What? That was the first thing I did. But really, you in deep down, and I used to hate that. But now I'm like at that point in my walk, I'm like, man, I only want that. Like, just please don't let me go a step outside of it, because I'm in the space, and I've told brothers this, I told people maybe off the air, but I'm at that space in my walk where it's like there's no wiggle room anymore. So like I'm real time seeing the product of my bad decisions be thrown right back in my face as I'm making them. Like, as opposed to when you first were coming into faith, you had a little more grace, so you could, things weren't hitting you right back as soon as you did something that you knew you shouldn't have done. So I'm in this space where, like, man, okay, God, I really do need your guidance, because I'm about to really like.
That's crazy, bro, that you even spoke on that, because the first scripture I ever learned was Proverbs 3:6. And that's why, like, the song that I had and I did with him was Proverbs 3:5-6, but it was P3:5-6. But the funny thing about that song is, I didn't get verse 5 until I got older, and it made 6 make that much more sense.
Reyna.
And it was just like, whoa, like, I was like 5 years old, knowing in all that ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path. But verse 5 is like, whoa, like trusting him in everything you do. Like lean not on your own understanding. It's just like, whoa.
Everything, God?
Everything. And like you said, like, like people ask you, like, did you ask God for that? And like, I used to see pastors like, God, should I turn left or should I turn right? And I'm like, what are you doing?
They say, what? Gosh, what?
Should I turn left? Should I turn right?
Should I
and I'm
use
like,
Crest
bro, like,
toothpaste,
I used to be like, yo, this dude crazy. Like, why is he like, he praying about everything?
But that's,
and it's like the words say pray without ceasing. So,
and that's where so going back to what, it's not too much. I think at this point in day and age, because you got to remember where we're at as a body, not a body, as a society and a culture in this world, we're super sensitive and we're very offended. Okay, well, hey.
You ain't gonna like me
Don't make me say that verse.
This guy.
Don't read the Bible if you get offended easily.
I feel any of y'all that submitted your music, you can take it back now.
We've all decided we're not liking anything
Say
tonight.
no.
Don't do this. No, but we said a verse that, I'm gonna say it, I have to. We're already talking about it. It says in the word, Christ did not come to bring peace to the land, but he came as a double-edged sword to divide father and son and mother and daughter. And if you hear that with, non-spiritual ears, you're gonna be like, who is Jesus? I thought he was the Prince of Peace. In the end of the day, it's either you will accept the truth or you will push yourself away from it. And that's who he was. He came to divide. Like, I am setting the standard of good versus evil. Choose this day who you will serve, right?
Yeah.
And so now, if you know somebody needs to be spoken to a little more gently, yes, do that. If you know somebody needs a little more time, don't force scripture down their throat, but ultimately always get your truth. Always get your truth. And I think, and that's where we just gotta, today's day and age, man, we're missing that. But there's obviously, it says, Paul said, be unto all men as they are. He said, I was a Gentile to the Gentiles, I was a Jew to the Jew.
Right.
That means be relatable.
Not an alcoholic to the alcoholic.
Please.
Don't
Be relatable.
Not a twerker to the twerker.
Exactly. Be relatable
But I gotta do it.
Be relatable to truth. You get what I'm saying?
And genuine.
Don't be relatable to compromise.
Right.
Like, man, you right, bro. You ain't, man, a one beer ain't nothing. And then you just start, this person ends up, they have an addiction and you've just caused them to
Open
fully
that
stumble.
door. Yeah.
Fully stumble. But be relatable to be like, hey, I was there. But then get to truth though. But this is why I'm not there no more.
Yeah.
And this is how I got there. And we missing it, so.
It's a delicate dance.
And that's where I'm at in my music. Like, I try to. So it's crazy because the seasoned Christians that know the word, hears the word. But I also make it to where the people I'm trying to reach, the lost, understand it. And then, like, so my thing is, I'm the introduction. I'm the introduction to introduce you to my pops. Like, hey, check this out. You build your own relationship with him, right?
More evangelism.
And exactly. So once you build the relationship, he'll point you to a church. He'll point you to your wife. He'll point you, like, he does everything else. I'm not here to get you saved. Like, I'm just here to introduce you. And if I constantly throw scriptures, I throw scriptures in there, they just don't know it until they get to church and be like, oh, that's what dude said in that verse. So it's like, I don't force it, because I didn't like when people did it to me. Like, and it was like, man, who do you think he's talking to? Might want to hear that. We playing basketball. Like, bro, go somewhere. So
I think it truly starts by being just led by God in general, because I've been at Dunkin' Donuts where God's like, man, go talk to that dude, bring dude to church, and he's giving his life to the Lord, working in remodeling stuff and just working on this lady's house. Next thing you know, she's pouring out her life, crying, like giving her life to the Lord. Like, it's more than, I love that term, more than music, because we can do it behind the mic. We can sit here and do it with a pen, but like, are we walking that out? Like, Are we really guided by the Lord, or are we kind of just stapling a rose to a rose bush? You know what I'm saying? It has to be genuine from that fire, from the Spirit of the Lord.
Yeah.
And that's what it has to be.
I love
if it's
how you
fake, it
just
ain't gonna get across.
fast forwarded through
Yeah.
that whole
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
statement.
I've been thinking that whole time, but
Yeah.
you guys are so fast, like I can't even keep up with you.
No, you know what? And that's the Bible verse.
Staple a rose,
Rose to a. Yeah.
Come on.
You did.
and that's the verse we want to so subtly not acknowledge. It says, for those who are led by the Spirit are the sons and daughters of God, or the children of God. So what identifies me to being a children of God is me really being led by God. That seems so straight up, right? But we like, no, I got this, man. I know what the Bible's telling me. So you use what you think the Bible's taught you to do what you want to do. That's very
Come on now.
easy to do.
But you
And
know
that's
you're
what's
his
happening.
because he'll
Oh,
lead you
yeah.
right back around.
Yeah.
With that debt.
Oh, you'll learn that.
Like,
You-
dang.
you won't graduate until you pass that test.
Yeah.
But just what you said, that's a great word, Austin. Is resume is, bro, you got to be led. And now it's like I want to be led because everywhere I went, and isn't it funny to just sidebar that we're looked at and metaphored as sheep, but in the word, and no, in real life, a sheep is like dumb and
Bad
lost,
thing, yeah.
and the shepherd is the only thing that can keep it on its path. And thy rod and thy staff comfort me. Like that rod is just hit me, God. Hit me with your rod, God.
Right.
Hit me with your staff. I need to get back
Right.
on the path because I mean, truthfully, because
With the word.
yeah, how many times have we just gotten off astray and it just killed us, right?
Bah.
Yeah.
Bad.
I feel real stupid when it
All right,
comes
so
to the Lord's ways.
we're gonna jump into
critiquing.
some music reviews. Before we do that, let us know one more time where the show is going to be tomorrow for everyone that's out here in Vegas watching Cordell.
So it's gonna be at Regenerate Church. What is that? 928 Alexander. What's the address?
No, I got it right here. It's
Okay.
Regenerate Church tomorrow. Doors open at 4:45. 6731 West Alexander Road, Las Vegas, Nevada 89108. Come out. I promise you, and I keep saying it this way. I hate overstating, but I'm an overstater. Stater.
Stadier.
I'm an overstater person. No, this thing is cool and it's different and it's very unique and it's dope. And I hope Quan, you should come, man. I think it's gonna be.
And I'm
You'll
singing.
like it.
What time is it at?
I'm singing for the first time.
You're
in,
singing.
Reyna's
in
opened up in
years.
worship.
What?
Come on.
Yeah, and I'm singing an original
What time
song.
does it start?
It
5.
starts at
5.
yeah. I'm gonna be there early, so.
5.
But yeah, no, I'm singing in.
Doors open at 4.
4:45.
4:45.
Oh,
And I'm telling you,
so 5 o'clock.
you ain't never seen a Christian, and
It's gonna be good.
Oh yeah.
For real.
I've
for real.
overstated this point, but you have never seen a Christian musical hip hop influence like this.
It's
super
flowing
cool, man.
so well too.
Man,
Oh yeah.
man,
Especially with
Are
the
you guys
type.
streaming it or recording it?
they might.
Are you gonna do that?
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Oh.
Because we're still. No, we're not.
You might got an from the back, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you
over
know
there.
how it is. We not trying to. For those who is for tomorrow, man, we'll definitely come out and be blessing.
It's free.
Free. Yes, yes.
And hold on real quick. People are asking how to submit, and there's other people answering that are lying. Don't submit it in the comments. To submit, please send music or YouTube link. I prefer videos. I think everything we've got so far is like song links, but send the links to music@speakliferadio.com. Once again, that's music@speakliferadio.com. If you don't know how to spell it, then ask somebody or, ask Siri or Google or Alexa. But don't put it in the comments because we're not going to see it and I'm not going to click that.
Click on this link.
Right.
But thank you for acting like you guys know where to do it. But yeah, if
Proactive.
anything's there, send
Put it in the comments.
music@speakliferadio.com. Music@speakliferadio.com. And
Sounds
check
right.
out the show tomorrow. What's the name of it again?
The waiting room.
The Waiting Room.
Experience.
The waiting room
Experience.
Waiting Room Experience,
Yeah.
5 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. I want to be there, but I can't.
I was
All
gonna
good.
say
All
the,
good.
the ironic thing is that unbeknownst to anybody, when Jamie asked me to sing Jared's wife, like less than a week ago, she said, "Hey, could you have a song?" So, you know what? All right, fine. This song I've been working on for 3 years that I've been fighting the Lord with is called "Wait,"
Really?
Yeah.
and I
so-
was like, "Oh."
Dang.
So I'm convinced that the Lord is doing something powerful
yeah. Oh,
because
yeah.
the synergy already is like what?
Crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what it is? It's because Reyna is very cautious about her creative process.
Yeah.
So she's gotten there now, and this is why I know I'm excited too, because I think it's gonna be. You didn't rush it, and that's what's up.
I sure didn't.
Come on,
I feel like I made God wait, actually.
Right.
I don't think I should do that.
Reyna, hurry up.
The opposite.
It's good. I told you.
Is that how he sounds?
No, I don't know.
To him, it is.
Yeah, God, yeah, like a meme God thing. Not Abba. He's just mean father. Yeah, sorry. I'm excited for tomorrow.
It's pretty
All
fun.
right.
It takes you through all the
Yep,
the trials
Dope.
of the weight.
man, powerful. Yeah.
Dope. Well, make sure you guys check it out. If you don't, where's the next one if they're not in Vegas? Because, most of the people on right now are from everywhere. So is this a whole tour you're doing?
So we're working on the tour.
Okay.
We actually got some people working on Texas. So
I think, we need to bring Jamie back
Jamie
up. 'cause
ready?
You're back in Chicago, right?
yeah, February
Yeah.
5th, we'll be back in Chicago.
every time we ask a question, three
Jamie in the
people
back,
look over there. So
We
we're
need
going to
the
bring Jamie back
logistics,
on.
yeah.
Real quick, she has all the answers. I
has
am
all the answers.
only a humble servant.
Of the Oracle.
Is that your God voice again?
No, that's the plugged into the. Remember Star Trek and the Borgs? That was me plugged into the system.
Wow.
Borg voice. All right, go ahead, babe.
I love you, Reyna. I love you, sis. Okay, so the next one is February 5th in Chicago. We're gonna be at the
High Point.
High Point.
Mhm.
What is the full name?
High Point.
Church.
The Institute of
Arts.
Community
Oh.
Yeah.
Center, High Point. Yes,
Okay.
and then so it's gonna be a full-on theater facility, and it's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah.
So February 5th at 5 p.m. and you guys can get your ticket at wearebbg.com. So when you go to wearebbg, you can get a ticket there or at the door.
BBG, not BBJ.
BB.
We are
the rapper.
BBG.
Hey, that's
Right.
funny. Me and
We
him
are
just actually had a
BBG.
conversation New Year's Eve.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did he sound like Biggie when he was talking?
It was crazy. Like I was like, "Hey, bro, I
Oh.
remember you back in the day from like the Mary Mary song." So yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my god,
pretty dope.
That's cool.
Okay, and then we're gonna do a tour in Texas. That's
Yeah. Oh,
coming
yeah,
up.
it's coming.
the
Texas
waiting-
tour?
Yes.
All over Texas? Because they got
yes,
no
and
rules.
San
You don't have to wear masks
Antonio.
out there. You don't have to
Oh
do
yeah. We're
I love
excited.
Texas.
Take your gun to the church.
Well, I mean,
Oh no, just
Don't-
have the tech out
Get excited.
in the car. Oh, they
Praise
don't.
the Lord.
Oh man, they
Did you do that?
every Texan has more than just a handgun. They
Yeah.
have
Oh,
big,
yeah.
a
Big
higher
rifles.
artillery. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we're excited.
Yeah.
Excited for that.
not part of the tour, but yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna be in Texas.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
won't be the TI of the. They not pulling.
Yeah.
They not pulling my bus over with all these.
Christian rapper found with 50 guns for some reason.
Only in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's
So-
exciting. Yeah.
So we'll be there, and we're gonna do about like San Antonio. We're thinking of Dallas,
The bigger
and,
cities, yeah.
San Angelo. So we'll definitely have the flyer up.
And if you
once
want
we
to
have the
book it,
dates.
we are BBG.
Mhm.
We are
Come
bbg.com.
Come on.
Dope.
We're looking for partnerships with churches, or if you are a whether it's again a facility theater or musical, if you already have this technology within your facility, like we would love to partner and collaborate in any way we can. And we
Yeah.
have a lot of great artists as well with us. It's not only just the Cordell and the
So
Waiting Room
Antoine
Experience.
Hill of Keenan
Yes.
Music is
Yeah.
supposed to hop on this.
Okay.
Young G Maverick is supposed to hop
Reyna
on this.
Day.
Reyna
so
Day.
She's doing that tomorrow.
She
She's-
doesn't know yet,
Boop, boop.
but she's gonna be a part of it. We're
And it's-
speaking it into life.
It's so important. I don't want to glance over that. It's so important to financially support these events
Oh,
Yeah.
because, especially being something new and
Yeah.
different and powerful, because you're telling a story,
Oh yeah.
and going from city to city is not cheap.
Oh yeah.
You're away from your family, we're all away
Yep.
from our family, and it costs money, but it's about the body coming together saying, hey, I believe this little bit is going to help.
Yeah.
Amen.
I just got $1 on Instagram.
They just said-
Hey, there you
And
go.
I can't believe how excited I was.
So-
Somebody bought a badge.
And the crazy thing though,
Like,
like I really want to speak highly on this. Like the best part of the night be the altar call.
Yeah.
Because we speak on being released out of your waiting room.
Yeah.
Like and that's the
Wow.
whole mission. Like the last event in Chicago, we had like what she was like 11.
Oh, wow.
Like 11-year-old girl was up there praying for other
Prophesying.
little
Dope.
kids. Like it was crazy.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
It's dope. All
Get
right,
be-
man.
get
Make sure you
behind it.
guys go check it out. Whatever city is going to be in, make sure you're there. And if it's not in a city that you're in, hit up your pastor, hit up a church, hit up a community center, and try to help them book it. One more time, give the email to book that.
wearebbg.com. That is the website.
Okay.
And email is ignite, IGNITE, mngmt.info@gmail.com.
So wearebbg.com.
It's the easiest way to
So
find it. Yeah.
we-
Thank you, Jared. I was about to go.
I as in Indio, N as in Nancy.
WERBBG.com.
Carry the one.
So not
She's so efficient.
ARE.
Yes.
Wearebbg.com. WERBBG.com.
And that BBG stands for blessed by God.
Blessed
the
by God.
way. So
There you go.
we are blessed by God. So yeah,
We
Blessed by God.
are.
blessed by God.
Come on.
Okay.
And now we're going to
Are we
put down
tearing
some
out?
artists.
Are we tearing?
Well, I was just going to put that on the screen
there
right
we
now
go.
so people can see it.
Come on. Yeah. There you go.
Okay,
There we go.
okay.
No
Ordinary worship. So that's the tour.
Yeah, I love
the tour
it.
is
Now.
like no ordinary worship. The time is now.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
No
Love
ordinary
that.
worship.
Zoom put it in there.
Love that.
Cool.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
That's
Dope.
so dope.
All right,
I'm a
now-
little jealous, actually, that I never
Because we
thought
travel
about that.
and it's no ordinary worship what
Love
we
that.
do. Like it's different. So yeah.
We have some songs submitted. We want more videos. I want more videos. I'm going to do more videos than regular songs.
Yeah.
So please send YouTube links to your videos to music at speakliferadio.com. It's 11 o'clock right now, so if you're on the East Coast, it's really late. You should
Man.
just stay up with us.
If you up,
we
you
appreciate
just
it.
We just
stay
been
up.
talking.
Oh,
Man.
Building and fellowship.
I mean, it's
I
Vegas, you know what I'm
know.
saying? If I let them go now, they're going to lose all their money, all the tour money,
We gonna hit the club.
go gamble and all
Yeah,
that
man.
stuff down on
He's
Fremont.
saving us. That's accountability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Accountability right here. So we're going to be here till 5 in the morning.
Come on. Come on.
But once again, please follow at Gorilla Cross on all social media, and follow me at Quan59 on all social media. I will not follow you back if you are twerking or have an OnlyFans page.
Yes.
Unless you have like a Christian OnlyFans where you just read scriptures to, girls for money.
Yo.
This concept,
I thought about doing that
should be a
because
thing.
people say you have a really nice voice, and it's like I could read you Bible scriptures and you could pay me on OnlyFans.
but
Yo,
you know,
I can't with you.
OnlyFans started
I can't.
with sports,
I can't.
and they twisted it.
Well, it's a
like we
sport.
always
It's a sport
do.
going on.
It's a sport, all right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're sporting it up. Yeah,
we are
no.
done talking about this.
Yeah. No, but it was
Jamie,
originally.
I got this. Your wife, I got this.
We gotta sanctify it.
Quan, whoever, Freedom. We
They
are
took
done
it.
talking about this.
All right, let's go.
All right.
He said, okay, let's go.
Only Christian fans.
Praise the Lord, praise
I
the
should
Lord.
start that.
OnlyChristianFans.com.
onlychristianfans.com.
Yeah.
There you
Come
go.
on.
Yeah.
Where it's
That's
like
not
for only Christian fans.
that domain is
That
not
would be
taken.
crazy.
But
I
there's
say get it
some-
now.
Hold on real
That would be
quick.
crazy,
It's like
actually.
Only Christians fans. Only Christian fans.
And then you can buy the domain OnlyFans with another S.
But then I've seen some of those Christian
something.
Proverbs 31 women with their Bible in their lap with like just a t-shirt on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Proverbs 31.
So it's not.
Oh, man.
and
It's
then
not
they're
good.
really like, you go through their page, it's like, you got a lot of bikinis on for
Man,
Proverbs
I
31
see the
women.
scripture, but
Yeah.
I don't know if decency is something. No,
I want to call out those girls
I do.
really badly, but because
I do.
I'm cognizant that I'm an attractive woman.
Yeah.
And I really want to say something because
But I think
can't
we should.
handle it.
I think we should.
I've not been able to yet. I just recently even saw a speaker and they're like, oh my gosh, she's so anointed. I went to her page and it's all selfies and it's like, and I'm like, man, it's tricky
Yeah,
because
I've
I
seen
really
that
take
before.
the accountability of my brothers
hard, yeah.
very, very seriously, but you got to tell me how I can talk to these girls.
And then brothers, don't blame the women all the time.
Yeah.
Take accountability for yourself as well.
Yeah.
And
Hashtag.
be a little bit
Stop
strong.
sending scriptures in the message like, sister, I felt the Lord say, no, just don't do
Say,
it.
get out the DM.
Forget about the DMs, man. That's not.
Hey,
don't
sister.
be that guy.
Yeah.
Please don't be that guy.
Heard
Please.
some pastors doing that too, which I won't talk about on this show today.
She.
But yeah, nice ministry there, buddy. Which hey, we all
God bless you.
They're all people just like us.
Exactly.
Jesus.
They're going to hurt each
I
other.
pray, I
you
pray
know.
restoration, but I pray a season of stepping away.
Yeah.
That's right. They
sure.
stay out of your wife's DM.
Yeah, step away.
Well, definitely stay out of a wife's.
Oh
you know.
Come on.
I get some crazy messages.
Hey, I know you're married. You know when it starts like that. It's like, wait.
No, it usually starts with music. Hey, aren't you that DJ? I'm
Yeah.
like, and I'll wait.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll wait
What you talking about?
till the next message comes through.
Yeah.
All right.
It's funny. That's
All right,
good.
so for the song, submit to music at speakliferadio.com, and we're going to get into the first one right now.
Let's go.
It is an artist named D. Hicks, Dallas Hicks.
Dallas, my boy.
It is called Touch My Heart. right here on Speak Life Radio.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Game.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Download. Never mind. I'm not playing that one.
Oh, D Hicks, you can't send the
Make me
Dropbox
download.
link. Send the MP3 ski, my boy.
Dude, send me a
He
wave
hooked
file.
Send
you in
a
by talking about his
4
heart.
gigabyte file. Send it again. Send the MP3, brother.
MP3.
MP3.
Dude, send me a wave file. Okay, we got a video.
Wave.
I'm going to the video. This is I don't know the name. Here we go. Hold on.
I can't believe it's 11. You've been talking.
Come on.
Take
Well, we
Flight
started at
by
9:30. Yeah.
SB Tone 4180.
SB Tone, he's from California.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
know SB
my
Tone.
hands.
What's up, brother? Dang, you start banging?
Cali on this
banging
real
over
quick.
here.
My bad. I don't even have the right people on the screen. But all right, here we go. Right now, Speak Life Radio.
Arise, shot this. Shut up.
And we critique 1 through 5. If you get your feelings hurt and get in my DMs, I'm blocking you.
Be strong, my friends.
I do not have Jared on this screen.
That's okay.
Look, time make you wanna take a trip through the mountains. Where I'm from, you just wanna get away from the thousands. Take a trip down the coast, somewhere far from the town, so I can learn how to forgive without them always around. I know there's families with tragedies that pass me all day. I take a look at my life and thank God for his way. Thank you for parting the seas when it gets harder to pray. I wanna leave but truly know that there's a reason I stay. I felt like taking my life, but that was back in the day. How can I take my life now if I got daughters I made? If this the land of the brave, why everybody feel weak? This ain't just your average day, it's a 7-day week. I love the way the leaves fall, the way they toss and they twirl. Reflection of the moon shining on my beautiful girls. I'm down to be in your presence, Lord, I want that encounter. I just pray that when I need it, you show up with that power. Help me to be a good father, really learn from mistakes. I was 18 when I saw my baby birth from her legs. I never wrote a song about it, I was hurt, I'm just saying. Choosing streets over blood, that's the price you would pay. Rolling dice on the pave, made enough for some pampers. Got addicted to the money, all I wanted was answers. Grandma died from cancer. When I walked in the room, I saw nothing on the bed like Christ in the tomb. I feel ignited with fire, I hear the tongues when I speak. I see the wolves and the snakes, but that's an average defeat. I feel like having a seat, but in the passenger seat. Collect my thoughts and send a pray and get back to the street. Whether I rap on this beat, see I'm a man of my word. So when I tell you I love Jesus, I've abandoned my hurt. I feel escape when I stay busy with these hands I'm a serve. To take this ghetto Christian rapper on a plane with the birds. I said, spread your wings and take flight, little homie. Everything is alright. Spread your wings and take flight, little homie. Everything is alright. Spread your wings and take flight, little homie. Everything is alright. Spread your wings and take flight, little homie. Everything is alright.
California.
Yeah, so that is SB Tone 418. It's a long name. It's called Take Flight. So we critique these 1 through 5. You could do 1.5, 4.5, 4.8, whatever you guys want to do, since it's your first time critiquing with us. And I'll go first. The song's called Take Flight. You were in airplane. It was grounded the whole time, and you never took flight. In the entire video. In the entire video, you never got up in the air. So you need to maybe do that. Maybe be flying in the plane. But overall, the quality of the video is really good.
Yeah.
Tone, I think he submitted a long time ago. He used to submit. I know he used to record with Dave D Beats out there in Cali and everything.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard music from him in a long time. I feel like he's definitely improved since the last time I've heard him. I like the song a lot, really good flow, and the quality of everything was really dope. And he had unfollowed me on Facebook as well before. So follow me back if you want my review as far as the number I'm going to give out. Follow me and then I'll give you the number. But
God forgives Quan, kinda might if you follow back. Yeah.
all right, Jared.
Yeah, no, I said, man, shout out SB Tone. I've seen him multiple events, so we rub elbows with similar people. Definitely have heard your music, but not like to that extent, I guess. And that's interesting because you work with Arise, and Arise is very close into our camp and in the ministry.
Yeah.
So dope visual, obviously, you know, in itself. Arise is a very top-notch quality. Like, I really like that song. You know, I give it a 3.9 because we were talking about this earlier too. One, I felt pain from there, like something you were speaking about, something about your daughter got her legs burned, and you know, I wanted to kill myself. I felt genuinely that you were brought from something, right? I like your flow. It's Cali, but it's not like overly like Cali. You kind of have like that laid back delivery, but you kept it tight enough to where it didn't get so. Some people rap too lazy where it's offbeat. You know what I mean? So I like that. It all kind of came together for me. There were parts where I think you weren't on beat, but it was maybe on purpose, and it wasn't terrible. It didn't ruin the song for me. And I like that part at the end. You kind of rounded the whole story, and it was kind of like, you know, I went through this, I felt this, but God did this for me, and it's gonna be all right, little homie. Take flight. Man, I like that. So shout out to you, bro. Keep going, keep doing it, and I liked it. 3.9.
3.9. All right, Reyna Day.
Shout out SB Tone, man.
Yeah.
He just got married, so congrats.
Oh,
Shout out.
I've actually seen that video.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, so when I saw that
Did
video.
you notice it never took flight?
I did not. But I guess that's Arise that would have to take that hit, right?
That is
Our brother Arise, media. No, but you know, I think that was a dope song, and I had chills actually in the beginning of it because I felt like he was really letting us in. And when we see him out at events, it's like all good, but I just really got an insight more of to who he was, and I appreciate that. I would have liked him to flip up the flow a little bit and switch it up, because that's something I have to keep doing too.
Right.
I feel like it's easy once you find that pocket, man. You rock the whole entirety, every bar.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But if he would have flipped it up a little bit before the end, I think it would have been dope. So that's why I would say I'm gonna give him a 4.8.
Okay.
He's right there for me.
Yeah, that's nice.
4.8.
And he just got married, so
Oh,
You gotta throw the marriage points in there. You know?
I'm a sucker. You know, Callie just got married. I'm a sucker.
Yeah.
4.8. Love you, brother. Keep it up, man.
Yes, sir. Keep
And
it up.
send me that.
Oh yeah.
Take a little flight.
All right, resume.
Man, I thought it was good, man. The visual was super crispy.
Yeah.
The fact that he didn't take flight, that was a good observation, man. If he could have even got just like a plane flying or something, maybe like just to show that it was in there.
Yeah.
But overall, the music itself was good, and I like the chorus because if maybe somebody from the streets heard it, like a young kid or something, they might get caught onto that chorus and then get some Jesus up in them verses, you know. So that's what I really like about it. I want to say I have to give it at least at a 4, for sure.
All right.
4.
I'm a rock. We're pretty much the same thing. That's, you know, if y'all noticed, y'all probably didn't notice, but I had to close my eyes because it was a good visual. So I wanted to listen to the song.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Because a
Don't get
video
tricked.
could
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
you like the song, and
That's
it's like,
true.
no, hold on, let me listen to the lyrics.
Right.
And I actually liked it. I liked the swag. I like how he was in the pocket the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the video probably make it a better song now. So, you know, because that could happen. A bad video could make a good song terrible too. So
In the Grand Canyon, like Kanye with his
Yeah.
kids. It was like, whoa.
yeah, so
close
that
on
was pretty
Sunday.
dope. I give him a 4 too.
All right,
Nice.
there we go. All right, next song we got. Dallas Hicks finally sent us the right file type,
MP3,
folks.
my guy.
Well, he actually sent us a video, which is actually better. So
Let's go.
that's
Come
why
on.
I'm going to go ahead and play it right now. Right here, Dallas Hicks. This is called Touch My Heart. Oh, got shot.
Dallas, what the?
What a shame.
Ministry Minded Radio.
I wanna touch your heart. I wanna give my all to you. Lord, I can feel your love. I wanna give it back to you. 'Cause your love's so perfect. Your love's so
I was in the kingdom, I was too legit. They told me I would never ride for the cause. Now I'm lifting up the God of Isaac and Jacob every chance I get. But when I fall asleep, like a life that is counterfeit, cause every single choice I've ever made, I always chose to give up quick. And stop putting my faith in my God. There's only one who made the ocean split. Matter of fact, the Father gave his only son. That's why the kingdom come and his will be done. Then there came disaster, grace played a factor. Now the risen's come, and he's number one. So when you're feeling alone, stuck in the dark, and you feeling like nobody cares, cast your burdens to the Lord, cause you know deep down inside you got a feeling that he's always there. He's always there. I know you feeling bad, like you feel a tear. Let Christ be your beat, you could be the snare. Telling me sorry for the crimes you committed and admit you been feeling scared. I told him I would never, ever, ever even budge. Shit only took one touch to wash a woman with your holy blood. So touch the heart of every person that ever heard your voice that hasn't, and let them walk in your spirit and walk in eternal love.
I wanna touch your heart. I wanna give my all to you. Lord, I can feel your love. I wanna give it back to you. Cause your love's so perfect, your love's so worth it. You make me feel like I'm the only one. Your love's so perfect, your love's so worth it. I don't deserve it, but you showed your love.
I couldn't think of any other way before my life to lead me towards your way. I can't imagine any other place that I would rather live beside your amazing grace. I was the last day when imagined to end up here. I was the last day when imagined to disappear. Out of that lifestyle, you gave me, you pulled me out. Can't imagine any other way.
Lord, I'll give my all to you. Everything I am, I owe it all to you. Everything I have, I wanna touch your heart. Yeah, I wanna give my all to you. Lord, I can feel your love. I wanna give it back to you. Cause your love's so perfect, your love's so worth it. You make me feel like I'm the only one. Your love's so perfect, your love's so worth it. I don't deserve it, but you showed your love.
Come on.
I hit the mic.
Yeah, that is Dallas 6, Touch My Heart, featuring Jordan Luciano and Monica Hill Trejo.
Yeah.
Right here on Speak Life Radio. Reyna Day, I'll let you go first. Ladies first.
Thank you. You know what? I was there.
Okay.
I was at that
You
video
were at that
shoot.
video shoot.
That's why I
Okay.
pointed at Jared. First of all, Dallas, shout out. I see him.
That
in
looked
a-
like a really boring carnival, by the way. There was
I
no
was
one
not
on.
there.
Where's
Not
everybody?
that
There was
part.
no
Where
one
are they?
on the
Where's
merry-go-round.
everybody?
There was no one on.
I was
the
wondering
Ferris
what
wheel.
you were going to mention.
Yeah.
And I was not at that part.
Okay.
I was actually at the part where they're standing on that kind of long walkway. And this is really random and crazy. But that day was at the North Hollywood event
Okay.
that I was going through it.
Yeah, okay.
My old stomping grounds. And I remember standing out there taking a breather and thinking, man, it'd be dope to like do a video right here. And he's doing a video later tonight. I was like, yo, so I'm a little biased because of that. But as far as his wordplay and everything, I think he's really in a good place where he's not a baby, but he's not all the way there yet. He has a lot of room to grow because he kind of lost me with the content for a little bit. And I was just like, all right. And then I was like waiting for the hook. And I was like, I just can't wait for the hook to come back, you know?
Right.
And Monica's pocket there is where I love Monica. That's like her sweet spot, you know?
Yeah.
But I just think he has a lot more room to grow. So I would give that a 3 point. I was there, didn't take care of the blunt and give it a 3.7.
There you go.
3.7.
We got there. We got there. We calculated. it.
In.
All right, Cordell.
So, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm from the Midwest where that style is like you have to really articulate and punctuate and
Yeah.
hit those words, bro. Like if
Yeah.
you're gonna try that style, you gotta like lock that style in because that's a hard one. And then I thought the singer was Nino Silas because they sound just alike.
No, that's his brother.
okay.
Yeah. That's his
Yeah, that's
brother.
why I thought I thought that's who that was because
Yeah.
they sound like
That's
a
his
lot
brother.
alike.
Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, Monica came through and she did her thing. But like you gotta like. I grew up listening to that sound, so
Right.
it's just like, I give it literally like probably 2.7.
Yeah.
because I'm like, you gotta really hit
Yeah.
them pockets for
Yeah,
real.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
All right, Jared.
Shout out Dallas, man. Got a lot of history
Yeah.
with the brother. He was a part of when I was doing social media management. He was one of the brothers I work with. I think I'll follow suit. Reyna and Cordell said it similar. You know, Reyna was wishing that you would kind of have brought it back in a little bit. Cordell was saying too, you know, just you gotta make sure you're hitting the notes. A little off beat. The beat was definitely not like your average beat. You know what I mean? That's why I think the beat was actually it was dope.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was.
But you know, you do gotta catch the you know, especially if it's got like eighth notes in that where it's kind of the beat speeds up at parts. You mean you gotta kind of stay. You got to stay on that beat, or you got to stay, back to the fourth. You know what I mean, like a fourth note. You get what I'm saying? Like you got to still stay on some type of pattern. But I've heard a lot of his other music, right? So I know you can do that. So let me just say that, right? Like you can accomplish that. I like your sound. I've always liked your sound, man. I think it works. I think it's a little different too. That's what I like about it because, what
From
I
what
look,
he usually does.
no, like from just other people generally,
okay.
right? Because he does sound very, different, but that's like because he's unique to himself, and I always respect that. I can vibe with music that from somebody that you just don't sound like everyone else. I would appreciate
Right.
that more. But definitely, I would clean up the cadence, the delivery. It was a little bit all over the place. Love Monica's part. That's Brian T's wife.
Yeah.
But two singers on the track and one where the verse would be, and then you have a singing hook.
Good point.
That's not the singer. I would have loved to see Monica rap on that.
Yeah, good point.
Because Monica can rap. You know what I mean?
Sure can.
But it worked. Monica can sing, and it worked. Overall, visual really dope. So I'm 3.0.
All right, cool. Same thing that you guys said. The song structure could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
And then as far as the visual, when I was talking about the carnival scene, I'm pretty sure that was probably just like either they took B-roll or they just got like stock footage. I'm not sure if any of that was stock footage.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it looked like that. But like, there's no kids on that Ferris wheel.
Really
man.
trying to figure out what the deal is.
Yeah, like they got
Where were
raptured or
you?
what?
Yeah. Where were you?
But I wanted to see more. I think the concept of the song could have had like a more conceptual visual, right?
Yeah.
And they weren't really doing anything. They would flash to the carnival scene that did make a lot of sense
Love
for
of
that
a
song.
child activities.
Okay,
Maybe. It's hard work.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
It's too hard work.
But then the rest of the time they're just kind of flashing back to them standing there, which those scenes look dope visually, but I think there could have been more concept
Sure.
to the song.
Yep.
And then his rapping, like, I don't like the sing-songy over auto-tune stuff, but that was actually better than him rapping.
Yeah.
So, and I've heard him before. Like, I think he has better music than this.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
So it was a cool song. Like, she was dope.
Yeah.
She was really dope. And I haven't heard her rap much. I think I saw one
Like
song.
once
she
or
was.
twice.
Kills
Yeah,
rapping.
Yeah.
So she hasn't done a lot, but
Yeah.
she can do
She
it.
kills rapping.
She can do
But
it.
I think she helped, bring that song back to life. And at first she was just in the video a lot before
Yeah.
she even came
True.
in. So I would have kind of left her out of the video until it was her time to come in to the song in general.
Right.
Because she was just kind of hanging around like, okay, is this guy gonna let me talk?
Right.
And he didn't. So I would give it a 2.9.
You got a lot of license with the
And-
video coming
and it
in,
would've
you know?
And it would have been pretty dope to hear her kind of sing ad lib over the hook too. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
Could've
All right,
stopped
resume.
We're just gonna redo this
Yeah.
song, Dallas.
There you go. Yeah,
Shout out,
the chorus was fire. The chorus was cool. I like the chorus, and obviously Monica's part was dope. As far as the verse, it was like almost like a twist of flow, and I feel like if you do that, like you have to like knock
mean
it
he
out
was-
the park.
Wait. You mean he was trying to do that?
I don't think he was trying, but I think it was
That's
that
what I meant.
style. I think it was that
Okay.
style.
The Midwest
And I feel like
sound.
if you
continuous.
do that, like you have to knock it out the park and
Yeah.
like
Or
it was
don't
a
even
little
try.
bit off.
Or
Yeah.
don't try.
all
And
the
he
time,
doesn't
but-
normally, so that's what I was saying. He
Yeah.
could do something different.
We
Yeah.
know.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I give it a 3. Give it a 3.
That's fair. I think it's
Oh
fair.
man, that's hilarious. We know.
His compassion is out of control. I thought we were being serious here, Jared.
No,
Good cop,
You're
bad cop.
folding on me right
you
now.
can do it.
We love you, Dallas.
We love you.
We love you.
All right, this next song is just a song. Prophet Josiah, Christ died for this. Right here, Speak Life Radio.
I can show you. Don't you hold me back. No. Yeah. I would die for this. Christ died for this. Listen. I can show you. Don't you hold me back. No. I would die for this.
That's right. Yo.
Christ died for this.
Who came to this earth through a virgin birth? Cursed was a man who hung up on a tree. That was me, B-L-E-E-ding. For you and your offspring, I died so that you could be alive to fulfill my purpose. Y'all playing games. Anybody's name can be blotted out. Ask Moses, don't oppose this, just focus. Exodus 32, 33, that was me. I am the son of no man. I know you're struggling. Don't get yourself banned, cause you misunderstand. The word was written, you don't need a middleman. I am the middleman. Take you straight to the Father. When you believe in me, I died so you can see the possibility of living sin-free through the most holy G-H-O-S-T. Yes, he is the key.
I can show you. Don't you hold me back. No. I would die for this.
Listen.
Christ died for this. I can show you. Don't you hold me back. No. I would die for this. Christ died for this.
Why y'all stiff arming the truth? And why y'all always gotta have an excuse? It don't compute or can't salute the foolishness. And you dispute the cluelessness. But it is clear you don't know me. Trying to get to heaven, but I am the one and only. Non-phony. I ain't your homie, I'm your king, your creator. Everything that's done greater. I'm multi-layered, I can speak to your spirit. Have you walking in power, but you're too afraid to hear it. Don't be a coward, I can show you the sincerest love from a God who came down as a man. Reject Satan and accept my gift of salvation and list in the army of believers who exist to promote the kingdom script. You'll be equipped if you commit. I insist that you never ever quit. Never ever quit.
I can show you. Don't you hold me back. No. I would die for this. Christ died for this. I can show you. Don't you hold me back. No. I would die for this. Christ died for this. I can show you.
Listen.
Don't you hold me back. No. I would die for this. Christ died for this. I can show you. Don't you hold me back. No. I would die for this. Christ died for this.
Yo, that is Prophet Josiah. Christ died for this right here. Speak Life Radio, live music and video review show. There's a lot of love going on in the chat room right now, man.
Right.
A lot of love.
We love you too.
I will let Jared go first on this one.
Yeah, I liked it. You know, I probably wouldn't have, like, this wouldn't be just like sonically something I'd run to, like if I'm about to just try to put some music on. He had an older flow, you know what I mean? So without even me knowing how old he is, I would assume he's a little older. If I'm completely wrong, forgive me. But
No, he is.
yeah. So, but man, that hook was crazy.
Yeah.
I really liked that hook.
I did.
Like that sounded like Trey Songz singing Christian music. You know what I mean? And so whoever that is, that shout out to you, man. Keep going. But the dude was the best way to put it, like, you know, that's a safe little flow. You know what I mean? Like it was on beat, had a positive message. It didn't really stick, you know, it didn't stand out, I guess you could say. You know, so what would be the critique? I say, you know, maybe you can be a little more dynamic with your flow. You know, you can maybe mix up the flow patterns maybe a little bit. I don't know specifically, but that was just kind of my initial hearing of it. It didn't really pop out to me, but I can appreciate that music. And I think quality, the hook, I like that they doubled the hook over and over at the end. And I like how he was in the middle of the hook ad-libbing like, listen, you know what I mean? I thought that was kind of tight when they repeated the hook, listen. And so overall, man, I go 3.3.
3.3. All right. I liked it a lot. I thought it definitely was an older flow, and I could tell. It sounded like the end of a movie. You know, when it's like a feel-good movie and it just goes into that song, into the credits.
Yeah.
And so I think that's something like that you could shop that for that, you know?
Right.
And it's a good, like, feel-good church song. Like, that's a song you could do on a Sunday morning without offending the people that hate hip-hop, right?
Right. There you go.
So
straight up.
I thought it was really good, man. The hook was dope. It became a little repetitive to me.
Yeah.
I think maybe... Was there a bridge in there? I'm not sure if there was.
I don't think
there
so.
might have been.
So you're right. It was short.
So
it was
you probably could have put a bridge in there.
2-bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in there.
Yeah. So maybe a little more on that, but overall, I thought the song was pretty good, and definitely gave me that movie vibe. So I'll give it a 3.5. Resume. I touched your button, so
Man, that hook was fire, man. Like I could have listened to that hook over and over without the verses. The second verse to me outweighed the first verse. So overall, I think the song was really good. The beat was good. The chorus was good. The flow actually, I mean, it was a good flow. You know, it didn't, like you said, it didn't catch my attention too much. But yeah, I give it a 3. Give it a 3.
All right, Cordell.
I like it. It was consistent. He rapped, so I like getting the rap. You know, so the hook was bomb. I like the hook. I definitely like the hook. The hook was really what saved us. I love the hook.
The hook was amazing.
But he was actually, I liked it. Like,
went over everyone's head.
I'm gonna say.
I said the hook was amazing, and then turned
So
up
amazing.
the beat.
But yeah, I would say 3.5. Yeah, I liked it though.
Cool.
Somebody said to give him a bridge. Was that you?
Yeah,
Swan?
was there a bridge?
I was there.
I actually, first of all, Biz Markie all day. Like, he totally
The
reminded
vibes.
me of Biz Markie.
Yeah.
Which,
R.I.P.
man, yes, rest in peace.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say give him more. I would actually say he was saying a lot.
He was.
Yeah.
And so that's gospel. That's
There you go.
outreach. I would say, so that you don't lose people, say less of what you're potently saying and let the hook carry the rest of it. But then when we hear you, we want to hear, what did you say? What does the Bible say? Oh, okay. Instead of, okay. You know,
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
exhaustion.
That's funny. That's true. It was kind of I
So
hear you.
and I usually don't say shorten a song because I feel like
Yeah.
all songs are short now, which is the thing.
Yeah.
But I would say if it was a little bit shorter, I would have really, really liked it. And I do like the hook, you know. I don't want to send people Trey songs. So shame on you.
He was. I don't know who he is. I'm sorry. Said a random name.
I would say I would give him a 3.5 also
Okay.
Just solid.
Dope.
Solid.
because of what he said.
Let's get into some more. We have DJ Lost and Found. It says it was posted 57 minutes ago, which means it was posted for our show
Let's
right
go.
here, right now. This is Foolish featuring Bats, Stevie Rizzo, and Bumps If Imp right here. Speak Live Radio.
Bumps.
Bats was the first.
Oh, from GOM. Yeah.
Yeah, bumps.
Bumps in for Gio.
Yeah. Ay, it wasn't me that put me in this position. God showed the signs and I'm the one that paid attention. Yeah, that's it. Ay. God bless him with a gift. He don't run on front lines. He the type to take a hit. Yeah. On this journey I embarked, I'm just doing my part. I'm firm guarding my heart. God set us apart. We taking God to the charts. He a real life superhero. I ain't talking Tony Stark. Check this. Repeat the message. Now we counting blessings. I'm happy where I'm at, homie. I ain't stressing. Promise came in my life. I know that's God testing. Every hard point in my life, that was the lesson. Look, I got a question. Are you the one that's in control, or you sit on sidelines while God plays raw? I got a question. Have you ever played the fool? You be thinking that it's you, but God gave you the tools. Yeah.
The fool thinking I can do it. I really play the fool thinking I control. Lord, it was all with you through the highs and the lows. I really play the fool, but here you are.
Yeah, bumpy. I miss my fair share of shots that I take. So
So it's easy to think I cannot get a break. In this game of life, I got too many watching me play. So I gotta be mindful on how I respond to the hate. Anyone that's heard my music knows the obvious trait is my shortcomings, cause I choose to put mine on display. Never been perfect, nah, I'm not finna fake. Just know I mean it when I say, homie, if not for his grace. Thank you, Lord. Yeah, cause I desperately just need it. Played the fool too often with my recipe in Jesus. Too many times that I have left you in my weakness, only to return or need some rescuing from Egypt. It's either that or I'm still walking in the wilderness. Help me follow you, cause I know that your will's the best. So when the times where I'm reminded that I'm still a mess, just help me chill, cause regardless how I feel, I'm blessed.
The fool, thinking I can do it. I really play the fool, thinking I control. Lord, it was always you, through the highs and the lows. I really play the fool, but here you are. Oh, I really play the fool, thinking I can do it. I really play the fool, thinking I control. Lord, it was always you, through the highs and the lows. I really play the fool, but here you are. Oh, Lord.
This is Soup the Chemist, live and direct. You're listening to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yo, that was DJ Lost and Found with Foolish right here on Gorilla Cross Speak Live Radio, live music and video review. We are live here in the studio, downtown Las Vegas. Got the out-of-towners in Las Vegas right now.
Gang.
Man, Reyna Day, I'll let you go first on that.
That was powerful. That was very powerful. Spoke to me for sure. I looked at Cordell. I was like, man, that's some conviction in that.
Yeah.
I think we all play the fool with the Lord sometimes. And honestly, the whole flow was so not aggressive. It was just so easy.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. It wasn't even a lot of wordplay that I was like, man, he just said something. It was just like, it was real chill, but still hit me because of the hook being so powerful also. And I believe when Bumps came in, he was being authentic. So I thought that was dope. Shout out DJ Lost Found. Yeah, that was dope. I would give that a 4. I would give that a solid 4.
Dope. Jared?
Yeah, man, I liked it. Definitely gave me that neo soul, Common, Talib Kweli type of vibe. Bumps, and you could tell it was a laid back track because Bumps can rap faster, like way faster than that. Like that's actually more of his delivery. So he slowed it down and was just talking over it. Hook was really solid, really dope. There's your short track, like you don't gotta say too much for too long to make, a really good song. Great production, right? We haven't got too much in the mixing and mastering side of that. I think that was obviously a really good. Well, I have secondary knowledge of these things.
Yeah. Don't even get started on that.
Secondary. But so from just my naked ear, I could hear that it was a decent mix. But yeah, I liked it. I give it a 4.1.
Where's the price of right?
4.
Well, I changed my.
Oh, I went one up on you. Yeah, my bad. Oh, yeah.
The funny thing is, I'm giving it a 4.2, and that was already in my head. I
Dang,
promise.
he's gonna win.
you
I
at?
promise. He's winning it.
I did like the song, and that was a different verse for Bumps because usually he's a little more complex too, more metaphors, and he's stuck on just like delivering the message that was for the song.
There you go.
And everything was put together really well. I know DJ Lost and Found does a great, amazing job of putting music together, and I liked it a lot, man. This is a song I would actually play and push repeat and listen to it a lot. So I give it a 4.2, man.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. He literally took the words out of my mouth. Like I've heard Bump before.
Yeah.
And like I was waiting for the punchlines, but what he did was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like and then the first guy.
And it's dope that the artist can do that,
Yeah.
Like be versatile like that.
Yeah, he didn't have to give it that feel, that punchy and metaphors. He just was like, I'm gonna just open up on this one. And like I've heard DJ Lost and Found actually on Gorilla Cross
Yeah.
before, and they won Song of the Night one night.
A lot.
Listening, and
Too
yo,
much.
Dude put songs together well.
Yeah.
Like well. I don't know, like, bro. I'm gonna give it a 5. Like, I really like that
Okay.
song.
There you go. Yeah.
Dope.
You trying to do a song with DJ Lost?
Man,
Nah,
nah,
man,
you know,
yeah,
Hey, me too. Hey, me too.
Okay. Lost, found, find.
Right.
Resume.
Man, that was fire, man. Like all around, like laid back. I could see like a chill video, not like a video where you're like up in it, like just a chill laid back video, just chilling, speaking it like you're actually talking. That's dope. I'm gonna have to give it a 4.5 because it was really nice song.
All right. Best of the night so far, I think.
Yeah. Cool. I was about to respond, then he finished his critique too quick.
You said best of the night so far?
The name of the artist is DJ Lost.
Well, that was my
and
highest
Found.
score, so just for me.
Yeah, I think that was all of our highest scores. So, and we're giving $10 away to the winner
Let's
tonight.
go. I'll put
So,
another 10 on it. $20.
$20.
Oh snap!
Blessing people.
Jared's got
Jesus' name.
10 for me.
$30.
20, 10 later. I owe you.
$600.
It's
Dollars.
$580. I owe you.
581.
I owe you.
All right, this next song we got is Brother Mario. I'm not sure if he's a Mario's brother, but this song is called
Shout out Mario.
Questions right here, Speak Life Radio.
Shout out Mario, man. What's up, brother?
Thank you, Father.
We sent a song.
I had a lot of questions. I made a lot of wrong. Sometimes I don't know if I made the right decision. I don't know. I know whatever it is. I just want to be led and directed by you. Check it.
Come to you with so many questions. Came home early, see many blessings. Felt the warfare, them demons testing. Tried to backdoor me, but I ain't letting in. I letting up. Doer of the word, take 2 to the devil's chin. James 4:17. Did I really sin? Compromise has always been a battle with him. Disappointed so many, didn't see counsel from my king. Just stepped out the covering. Dirty devil didn't make a move until I touched down. Back in town, waited a few days to attack. Can't lie, I got smacked. Blindside, the shame, condemnation, and guilt. All them lies. Plus that pillow talk I could really feel, had me really ill. And the woman of my dreams now has different type of feels. Back on the battlefield, so low, I really miss my bros back in Texas. VO is my home, we stay reppin'. Treasures out of darkness, Romans 8:28. Lord, I know you got this. Take all my hardship and heartbreaks. Forgive me for always trying to do my own thing. Feel I'm ready for marriage and ministry. I don't want no other woman besides she. I don't want to keep pushing back my Bible college degree. I'm sorry, Lord, for always trying to lead and do my own thing. I pray you reconcile all the messes I made. Turn them into messages as you still write my story to this day. I ask all of this in Jesus' name. Turn my message into messages as you write my story. God, I give you the glory. Lord, show me how to let go and let you take the wheel. I know in time you will bring me my heart's desires. Until then, I ask to keep uprooted all that's not of you. All I need is you as I go through. All I need is you. You kept the furious pursuit until I surrendered. It's you I will put first forever. Had to pay for the times I didn't, but you always kept forgiving. That's why now for you I'm living. Lord, for you I'm living. That's what I'm gonna do, Lord. I'm gonna live for you every day, Lord Father. Every day I wake up and I praise you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. I ask that you direct my footsteps and forgive me for the times that I swerve to the left and I swerve to the right, Lord. But you are graciously there to always pick me up, Lord. Proverbs 24:16 I lean on, and I thank you for that. The righteous fall 7 times, but get back up. It's the wicked that stay down, Lord Father. Continue to guide and direct me. In Jesus' name.
Let me go first.
Who's that, Jared?
I know Mario.
Kato. Shout out Kato.
Shout out Kato, man, on the beat, man.
Yes.
Super dope. That must be in order because he's changed his intro to from Kato, you way too dope, kid, to something else. But so Mario, I'm gonna say it straight. I love you, bro. This is like a real close brother of ours. He's an armor bearer for Brian. Where should I start? So I start the big critiques, the little critiques. Let me just start out with your delivery. Like you were kind of trailing off and up at the end of each bar. Da-da, da. I don't think you should do that. Like, I think you should just, you know, when it comes to delivery and you're on a beat, like, you just have to like be more, I think, a little more sturdier, like dun 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 dun, dun, and you know, you were trailing. I don't know if that was what you were trying to do, but honestly, bro, I don't know if you guys, I don't think there was a hook in that. I think he was rapping all the way through. If you're definitely gonna start taking music seriously, bro, have someone help you just with the basic constructs of like making a song, you know, hook, verse, or verse, hook type of thing. That's a good place to start. And then definitely I would change up the delivery a little bit. But man, shout out to you. He's real. This is one of
Is Mario,
bro, like from Stockton. Yeah. So Mario is one of the most real dudes we know, man.
Yeah.
Very transparent, man. Speaks from his heart. Very passionate dude. But I think you definitely, if you want this to be more of a regular thing, because I know you've been doing music, but this show is to help, you know, anybody that submits songs to just be better, right? Definitely look at the structure of how to write a song. And then production was decent, you know, the beat was really good, but I'm gonna have to give it a 1.8.
Okay.
Wow, that's some tough love,
Love
Mario.
you, brother. Love you, brother.
We want you to do great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Reyna, I'll let you go.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm just talking.
No, you're good.
You know what? I love Brother Mario too. Mario grabbed me and said, "You will pray for me at an event."
Dope.
He said, "I need you to pray for me now."
Oh.
I was like, "Right now?"
Right now.
I respect the anointing. No, I love Mario. I did not know he was doing music, so that's crazy. It makes a lot more sense now because I know he's been through a lot, as the best of us have, and I feel like he was venting more. And I would say, Mario, sit down, take that vent, and structure it like what you're saying, because it's powerful. Our stories are powerful, but when they're not done in a way where people can receive them effectively, easily, we miss like people we could have. Yeah, it's spoken to when you're saying a lot in there. So I would just say the structure, if it was a little bit better, would have had a higher score for me. I did not notice that it didn't have a chorus. That's crazy.
I don't think he had a hook, no.
But he was saying a lot, and he did trail off a little bit. But yeah, I think I would give him. You know what? I'm such a punk, man. I'm a little girl here. 3.0.
Come on.
I'm giving it a 3.0 because I know that he has fought hell to be here. You know,
He
and
is,
I
though. He's a good
love
brother,
that
man.
brother.
He's a good
So it's a lot better than I thought. I would never thought he was rapping.
Right.
I'm tripping
Yeah.
out like right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
3.0 because you surprised me. Okay.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
Okay.
Amen.
Okay.
Yo, same thing, man. Like the flow needs to be worked on a lot. So that's the thing, man. You have a message you want to deliver. So now work on how you're going to deliver it. Get around artists to be in the studio with you to help develop you as an artist, because you're going to reach a lot more people if it's delivered the right way. And it, you know, it's an impactful message. You don't necessarily have to throw Bible scriptures in there.
Right.
You know, like the intro and outro. That's a typical thing when a new Christian rapper is trying to come in and they do stuff like that. So it's cool, but I don't think it's necessary in a song to do that. It was cool. A lot needs to be worked on with this. So I think just, you know, you have something you want to do. You want to start doing music. Get around the right people to help. And it's okay to write with somebody. Don't get on that whole thing where, you know, you have a ghostwriter or whatever. Like you it's okay to get around other artists to write with them, to help develop and make you a better artist. So I'm gonna give it a 1.5. There's a lot to work on. But listen, if you have a good heart, she gave you a 3, so don't get too mad.
No, you Mario.
The average went up.
Cordell.
So, it wasn't terrible. I got a big thing to where when I'm listening, I could tell you reading it. Like I could tell when you're reading it, and you know, so my biggest thing is to learn it, get comfortable with it, get familiar with it, because you'll deliver it better.
Right.
You know, so I think once he get that, like to actually just walk around the house saying any, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, it's
just
good.
figure out how you want to deliver it instead of just going to the studio and doing this. All right, turn the beat on, let's go.
Basically.
You know.
Yeah.
So I'm a say it too.
There you go.
Resume.
Yeah.
You
I
wait.
mean, I'm here.
Chicago's knocked out over there.
Yeah. Well,
It is.
we're 2 hours behind, right? Yeah. So
Ahead.
it's like
Yeah.
Well, you're 2 hours behind
ahead.
here. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So So yeah, I'm a little tired, but the song definitely, I mean, I heard his heart through the music. He had a message there. I could hear what he was saying. I hear his heart. That's what's up. The dude's walking with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's awesome. That a lot of people don't even have that. And
that's what's up, man.
So that's good. I would just say keep writing, man. Keep writing and find what works, find a sound, and run with it, man. And don't give up. If you feel like this is your calling and you feel like you can reach people with this, then just keep moving, man. I don't want to give you a high number and make you run with it and think that it's a great thing. I want to say 1.5, but I just want to show you that, like, man, I see your heart, and keep working, bro. Keep working.
Definitely. All right, next song.
That's what's up, man. Shout out Razin. That was such a good critique.
It was.
Yeah.
Even though he was asleep at the beginning.
He woke up and hit a home run.
Mario for
that's
lulling
2
me to
hours though,
sleep.
man.
Shout out.
Right. That's a big deal.
Oh, they've been grinding all day
and stuff like that.
Yeah, they've been grinding all day too.
Doing videos and all that. Drink a Red Bull and we'll be right back.
Come on, 12 more hours.
Right. All right, this next song is DeAndre Burns with Home. Right here. You know DeAndre Burns?
Yeah, Chris.
Reyna knows everybody. Like,
you automatically got a 3 already, DeAndre.
Yeah. Sure do. Don't go down.
It can only go up from there.
Okay.
Burns?
Heard the ghetto bird flying overhead. Shots singing high like soprano, hoping nobody's dead. Just another day of this hood misery. Stephen King in these streets, but they're sadly no movie screens. This is true life stories, so far from fables. What's solidified over years of stereotypes and labels. That we gangsters, criminals out here wildin'. Viewed as grown men in these streets, they see no child in. Excessive force is more of a reality. And you learn to live earnestly in this insanity. Not enough bread to exist nowhere else. You walk the same streets where there's drive-bys and shootouts, praying that you don't become just another number, to get caught in the crossfire and end up 6 feet under. Another day in the life of survival of the fittest, where staying alive is top 5 on all our wish lists. Some may not understand and ask, where is this? You call it the projects, others the hood. But to us, this is home. Trying to get to your crib, but it's not your home. Got the block blocked off, I'll say to go home. They don't care where you live or what you own, or who you call on your phone. Cause the cop Pyru off the guard today. Cat and mouse game cops would often play. That day many seen behind bars. Handcuffed, crack rocks a car. And many with their lights out. To get high they went the wrong route. Buried in walls of abandoned crack houses. On that day 4 was the body count. Last night slept on mom and dad's couch. Ghetto life get you none of the amount. So much pain you forget what life's about. Next week them gangsters back out. Trying to get to your crib but it's not your home. Walking with your girl so you not alone. Shots ring out and they gone, and you continue to walk on. That day I never could really understand why you chose to walk while others ran. Rolling 60 crip, I get an upper hand like we lived in Middle East, Afghanistan. We done cracked dead like we hooked on phonics. Divide, conquer, era of Reaganomics. These roll crown Vic, smoking weed, sipping tonic. Sister bumping that Snoop or the Chronic. On that day I remember seeing it all. Shots from car to car, the body fall. Her lying there with a car sped off. Blood from her head and then the corner taped off. Looking in the paper just to see an image. Girl shot dead, all they chose to mention, and that's gangster. Man, that's gangster. Welcome home.
That is DeAndre Burns with Home right here, Speak Life Radio. That was dope. That was different. I thought he was going to go with the whole spoken word at first, and then it kicked in. So I'm glad it kicked in. I would have liked it to kick in sooner, so we knew it wasn't just a spoken word. So get more into the song a little bit quicker. That's just my preference. Then the beat, I liked the beat, then I didn't like the beat, then I liked it, then I didn't like it. Like, there was a lot going on in the beat. Some of the stuff I didn't like, and so I don't know if I liked it or not. But overall, like, dude was he's spitting for sure. So I'm gonna give it a 3.2 because I feel like the structure could have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
Jared.
Man, look, and I don't know if this is because I'm tired or if the Holy Spirit revealed something to me. So what was that movie, A Brooklyn Story with Robert De Niro? No, not Robert De Niro. Where that Italian pizza shop was in the middle of the hood, and then at the end of the movie they tried to rob it, and then they ended up
A Bronx Tale?
A Bronx Tale, and it was a Spike Lee joint, right? Mm-hmm. So you see, there was themes in that movie where there were things that were like they would have hyper happy music during really serious scenes. Mm-hmm. This dude's whole song, first off, the way he started it, you're right, very long. If you're talking to an average song, but man, when he dropped that little like piano, I thought I was like, okay. I was like, what you about to do? Mm-hmm. Like you about to try to do something real like theatrical here. He kind of missed it from there, but when the way he was rapping, it was like the beat was purposely too much. But what he's rapping about is real.
Yeah.
And then he has a cliffhanger, ends like halfway through a bar. Welcome home, and then you hear the do like
crazy.
You painted a picture, brother, and I appreciate that. And now that'd be something like I would probably like show kids at like a gang awareness thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't turn that on to listen to music, but brother, I caught your artistic, creative side on that. And I'll give you props for that. And so for that, and like I said, I could be tired or the Holy Spirit really showed me something. I give it a 4.3, man, because I really felt like I saw you painting a real deep, dark picture of the hood, and you purposely, because society's gonna paint like, oh, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good, but you're like, no, we're dying. You know what I mean? Like, dang. So hey, 4.3. I like that, man. I kind of see where you went with that. Yeah.
All right, Reyna.
I'm like fighting tears right now because
that's crazy.
He does that for a living. So he lives in the hood.
Yeah. So Rolling 60 Crip, so that's right there.
But no, he actually moved from there. I know DeAndre. He's had me come out and host events in Crenshaw Christian Center. He's with families that are mourning because they lose kids all the time. But he purposefully lives in a crazy area so that he can minister to them.
That's dope.
I did not know he was doing music.
Man.
Tripping right now because I haven't seen him in maybe 13 years.
Dang.
Long time.
Yeah.
So I'm tripping because as I'm listening, I'm thinking, man, he is literally not lying.
Yeah.
He's talking about situations that he's actually like, and the way that he did it, I thought was really dope from an artistic standpoint, getting out of my feelings. I really love how he said, welcome home. This is gangster. No, it's not.
Yeah.
You know, like he's really like, he's being sarcastic with it.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people take it for granted. Rap, there's just a lot of bad that it's birthed from, unfortunately, that it perpetuates. So I just think he did it really cool. And I'm just like, dang, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Shout out to DeAndre Burns, man, for putting his life on the line. Because that's a big deal. It's a big deal. God bless you, brother. Angels protect you and your hood. And I'll give you a 3.8. 3.8 because it was long in the beginning. My ADHD was kicking off.
All right, resume.
Man, I love the poetry in the beginning. If you do a video, make sure you incorporate a helicopter in there.
Yeah.
But man, it was really
moving too.
Yeah,
It'd be weird with a plane with the helicopter sound.
Right. But man, it was really old school. It reminded me like when my parents used to drive around in the car, and me as a little kid, like that's what they used to listen to, like stuff like that. So I feel like it definitely has, it could reach a certain crowd for sure. It was peaking. Was it peaking? Was it kind of? It seemed kind of loud. It was peaking.
It was, but I was messing with the volumes too because everybody sends, music at different mastering and mixing levels. So.
Right.
But overall, man, it was good. It had a great message, and the poetry, man, really caught my heart right away. It reminded me of something that Holy Grind did down in Bolingbrook that one time. Yeah. But yeah, I give it like a 3.7, man. It was good.
Cool. Cordell.
I really like, I'm gonna keep it short too. I really like the poetry part. I really liked it. But just listening to Reyna and knowing him the transparency was dope. You know, like to know that he really like this is really what he lived.
Some people
This-
just say it. You
yeah.
know?
So
Make a
to
good
know
song.
that it was like, no, this is my story.
Yeah.
You know, and then for Jared to say for the kids, you know, and then you say no, he really does it for the kids.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
so
Holy
that
Spirit
it just
for
made it
him.
that
Yeah.
much doper, you know, to hear the backstory.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say a 4. Yeah.
All right, we got one more, and then we're gonna let people go to sleep because Resume's not having it no more.
Oh,
That's because he had a
go.
Gatorade instead of a Bang.
He's like, I'm hydrated and tired.
All right, this last song is by I Am. Oh, the song is I Am by Paul Ray right here. Speak Life Radio.
Bring it home, Paul.
Look at Reyna, like I know him.
I don't know him.
Oh, okay. She's like, I'm
Wow,
surprised.
about
I know
time.
everybody.
That's right.
Well, get to know him. Follow him.
Everything you said I couldn't be. Everything you said I couldn't be. Everything you said I'd never be. Everything you said I couldn't be. Everything you said I'd never be.
Grew up in a life of misdirection, like a magician's caught of smoke. It was deflection, take my vision off sin deception. But thanks to God's intervention through this living word, resurrection had a premonition of my future. It looked bleak, better yet, it seemed obsolete. But thanks to the blood of Christ, it was time to renew, reboot, control, alt, delete. A full reset, no more time for recess. My life had been broken to pieces. But my God, He makes beautiful things out of broken pieces. It was time to fulfill my purpose. I've been given the tools I needed for success. Doubt and fear had been replaced by shots of mercy and lace. By grace, I call it just possess my faith. And thanks to my counter at Bethel, I'm a child of God, no longer slave to sin. So even in my retreats, they're not defeats, it's just God's tragedy for my victory. So come on, come on, come on, come on.
Everything you said I couldn't be. Everything you said I'd never be. Everything you said I couldn't be. Everything you said I'd never be.
Haven't arrived where I like to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be. It's a new me, the new pedigree. God took the outcast from society and freedom from solitary confinement. Placed me back in the same environment with a new assignment. Bring sight to the spiritually blind man. Awaken out the false dreams, Sandman. Submit to God's plan, submit to God's hand. He can turn your dreams to reality, no second hand. Watch that sin, cause it loves to creep in and take you back in like quicksand. Beware of the assassin, he's always scavenging. Don't worry, God got your back, he always got something brewing. I dare him to come in my neck of the woods, he can't mess with a brewing. I've been purchased with a purpose, and that's something he can never ruin. So I'm still pursuing my dreams, pursuing my calling, so best believe that.
Everything you said I couldn't be. I am. Everything you said I couldn't be. Everything you said I'd never be. Everything you said I couldn't be. Everything you said I'd never be.
More than a conqueror, more than an overcomer.
Everything you said I couldn't be. Everything you said I'd never be.
Royalty, yeah, we royalty. More than a conqueror.
Everything you said I couldn't be. Everything you said I'd never be.
All right, that was Paul Ray with I Am right here, Speak Life Radio, and we got a request. We have to play one more.
All right.
song
Jared
after
liked
this.
that one, by the way.
One more.
He's breakdancing.
He was
I saw
breakdancing.
him.
I like good upbeat song.
I did. I like the hook. The mix needed to be better, especially on the verses, the vocals. I don't know. Little need more bass in them. Just overall, mix it a little bit better. The verses could be a little bit better. They were. He could rap. I think he needs to step up a little bit as far as like the flow pattern and being a little more creative with the delivery. But other than that, like the hook, I like the hook a lot. The hook kept my attention a lot. So I'm gonna give it a 3.1 for that. Cordell.
That's fair. That's fair.
Wow.
So I felt the same way when I listened. the verses didn't really match the hook as far as mixing. It sounded like he bought the beat with the hook on it and then put his verses on there. That's what it kind of sounded like. But like you say, overall, it wasn't like he could spit, you know. Only thing that I just articulation. When you do those type of styles, you have to punctuate everything. Like you have to really be in pocket.
Yeah.
When you're doing it, you know. So I'm gonna say a 3.
Yeah, I liked it. Dope hook. I liked how you mixed in I am everything you said that be. I like that. That was dope. It was melodic. And sometimes when people do that, they don't do it well, so it looks just all over the place. I think you had some cadence issues. I think you were a little offbeat some parts of your verses, but it wasn't like it didn't stand out. You know, I don't think it like broke the song for me. But yeah, man, I liked it. Solid song. I think the flow pattern was I mean, maybe if that was anything, maybe switching up the flow pattern a little bit. It was just real steady on beat, which is cool. You know, I'd rather you be steady on beat than off beat. Mm-hmm. But maybe that would be one thing you can improve on. But other than that, I think a very solid track, man. I'll give it a 3.4.
Reyna.
3.4. He was like this.
He's like that was a 5
I'm
dance.
like, why is the table shaking
maybe he's
right
trying to keep
now?
himself awake.
The table was shaking.
Sort of.
So I don't know what he said in the verses, and I am tired, but that's not why. I feel like his hook was so good. I really liked his hook. I could see kids singing that hook at shows.
Right.
I could really see that being an engaging song, but during the verses at the beginning, it was like he got me hyped to let him know about himself, but he didn't really tell me nothing. Unless you heard something. You really liked what he was saying, apparently. But I just don't know what he said. And so that's why I'm hard on this one, because when the hook is that good, it's hard to find quality tracks. And then if you buy it with a hook that's dope like that can stand on your head, you better come with something that makes me go, oh, okay, why do you say I am? Who told you? Where they at? What'd they say? I want to know that. I didn't get any of that. So I was being real chismosa. And speaking of chismosa, he was definitely Latino. I can tell by the way he raps, because I know my people, we on that upbeat too. We get it.
Come on.
Every time. So I'm pretty sure he's Latino, for sure, actually. So I would give him, because of the hook, that's the only reason why he's getting a 2.9.
All right.
Only reason, no, he's Latino. 3.0. 3.0.
3.0. 3.0, baby.
Solamente mi gente.
Resume.
Yeah, man, the hook was good. I would like to hear more of the hook throughout the whole song. Like, well, not the hook itself, but like that kind of style, that pattern. If you would have kept going like, oh, and me, I was in the streets, and like if you would have just kept going with
Resume's
that. Like,
over here
that
trying to get a feature.
Yeah.
Trying to get a feature over here.
Download my album right now, man. No.
Man, that
He gets it.
the hook was better than the verses. So I feel like if you would have kept going with the hook, I feel like that's your strong point, right there. So I'm gonna give it a hot 3.
Yeah.
The hook had me vibing.
All right, dope. What's the name of the song?
So we got a request on here on Instagram. Says, one more, please. Y'all bless me and my family. Play The Time Is Now.
Well, I think Quan had one
Time
more.
Is Now. No, that was the one.
Okay.
She had showed it to me.
Let's do it. One more. That's it. And we headed out. We love y'all.
The time is now.
The time is now.
The time is now.
Now.
Real quick, before we go, let us know where the show's at tomorrow. Jared.
Yes.
He pointed to you.
He got the address.
Regenerate Church, Las Vegas, Nevada, 6731 West Alexander Road, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89108. Doors open at 4:45. Starts at 5. It's free admissions. Donations are much appreciated. It is a Christian Broadway musical featuring Cordell, Paige, a bunch of brothers and sisters coming out to make this a dope experience. Come out, bring the family. It's gonna be amazing. And yes, yee.
And make sure you check me out every Tuesday. We moved our shows to Tuesday and Thursday, 4 p.m. on... I don't know why I did all that. On Unnamed Sports Show. You can check us out. Follow us at Unnamed Sports Show on Instagram and Facebook, and at Gorilla Cross on YouTube. So sometimes we go live on Instagram. Sometimes we go live on YouTube. and all that good stuff. So we talk about sports. It's not Christian sports. We don't talk about Tim Tebow and Jeremy Lin the whole time. But we just talk about sports and have fun and interview different athletes, and
that's hilarious.
Have a good time. So, all right, this next song and the last song is "The Time Is Now," because the time is now for everyone to sleep, and
it is
perfect
fitting.
time.
Good stuff.
Time is now.
Here we go.
I stand for everything that I believe in. Times are crazy, gotta put my faith in Jesus. I don't know if the media putting out diseases. Either way, real or not, I'ma keep seeking. I'ma keep putting my trust in the one redeeming. No fear, no time for my spirit to be sleeping. Just faith in the one that left that cross bleeding. Times are changing, people getting colder, man. Lovers of self, hating everything holy, man. Money ain't the root of the problem, it's love for it. Cause man twisted the love that Jesus died for. A generation facing nothing sacred, man. Perverting love and trying to place it in Satan's hands. Quit twisting scripture, my brothers and sisters. Cause light eventually exposes night in a picture. The time is now, stand firm, no time to switch. The time is now, right now, don't bow down for an earthly crown. Stay sound, don't store your treasures where they can be found. Heaven bound, I'm trying to tell you, man, the time is now. Right now, don't bow down to an earthly crown. Stay sound, don't store your treasures where they can be found. Heaven bound, I'm trying to tell you, man, the time is now. Right now, don't bow down to an earthly crown. Stay sound, don't store your treasures where they can be found. Heaven bound, I'm trying to tell you, man. Look, if time is money, then I ain't trying to go wasting it. But running after money's pointless like chasing the wind. Time is running and I've been constantly racing it. Don't turn your back on your conscience, it's time to face it, kid. I've been through it, I've seen highs, I've seen lows. I've seen God open doors, I've seen close. I've seen God show me signs, I say no. What? Only to bless me in other ways. Though look, the time is now not to be proud, but stay grounded. Lost and found, show you how to be humble about it. Motive's gonna show the spirit how to stay about it. How to stay on that narrow path, avoid the crowded road that leads to destruction. Follow his instructions in order to properly function. No discussion, this world and everything in it shall pass. Nothing shall last except for the love of God, man. Yo, the time is now, right now. Don't bow down for an earthly crown. Stay sound, don't store your treasures where they can be found. Heaven bound, I'm trying to tell you, man, the time is now. Right now, don't bow down to an earthly crown. Stay sound, don't store your treasures where they can be found. Heaven bound, I'm trying to tell you, man, the time is now. Right now, don't bow down to an earthly crown. Stay sound, don't store your treasures where they can be found. Heaven bound, I'm trying to tell you, man. Hey, the word of God says, store your treasures in heaven where moths and rust cannot destroy, and thieves do not break in and steal. That wherever your treasure is, there the desires of your heart will also be. Seek the kingdom of God above all else and live righteously, and he will give you everything you need. For whoever desires to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Amen.
Amen.
That was dope.
All right, the time is now. That's the name of the song.
Who's the artist?
I don't know.
She's on here.
Fluid.
Who is? What is your
I think
name?
I've heard of him. I think I heard him. Yeah.
Fluid.
Iso Fluid.
Fluid.
That
I've
was
heard of him.
dope.
That was dope.
I smacked you in the beginning because of what
Really,
he said.
I mean, the track was really dope. I felt like the bass was too much of my beats, but then when I turned it up out here, it sounded a lot better.
Yeah.
So
Never too
I
much.
thought the mix was messed up until I listened to it in the speakers out here. So I thought it was dope. I don't like the end. I don't like when you have to say what the scripture was. Like that messes up the song for me. If you want to read the Bible, read the Bible.
Yeah.
But if you want to, make a song, just keep the song because everything you were saying in the song was already there. You don't have to say what scripture you were getting stuff from. So
right.
just leave that out of it, and it makes a great song.
Yeah.
I give it a 4.2. Jared.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Man, you take the first hook and the first 16, fire. I then got kind of lost in, I think your cadence started to just blend exactly with the hook. And then I started to see how monotonous the beat was. So by the time I got halfway through the song, I'm like, oh man, this kind of sounds like the same all the way through.
This is hip hop. It's
Yeah.
a loop.
No, that's
Jared,
cool.
it's called
No.
a loop.
Well, my point is this, and I think that maybe it's my headphones too, but from the verse to the hook, I didn't feel like there was any transition, right? So it was kind of like dun 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 dun, and then you went to the hook like dun 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 dun. So I kind of had to listen for that. Again, I might be getting a little picky, but other than that, I would have been a little more dynamic with how you would have wrote the hook. You know what I mean? And maybe switched up the flow just a little bit so I can kind of hear that you're going into something. And then I think the loop part you write, but I think even in most productions, man, that you know the hook might change up a little bit on the production side of it a little bit. So like I said, man, if I'm gauging the first hook in the first verse, I would give it like a 4.3, because I feel like it kind of carried out and it was just kind of started to become monotonous. It went down a little bit for me, so still a solid song, man. 3.7.
All right,
Okay.
resume.
Yeah, dude was definitely dope. I was feeling it. Yeah, I don't know if it was the mix. Like even the last verse, I could hear it was a little bit louder than everything, and I wish everything was sitting like that last verse was, because I could hear it real clearly. It was real good. So I'm gonna probably go at like 3.8.
Reyna.
I really liked it.
Yeah, you were feeling it.
And that's not just
From
because
the
he's on my
get-go.
live. No, I
She
thought it
slapped
was
me.
really dope because it really reminded me of hip hop.
Yeah.
It reminded me of storytelling. He
Yeah.
kept to the word. He really said a lot. And I think I remember who he is now. I remember meeting him at an event. And I remember when I met him, I was like, you're underrated. Like, more people need to know about you. And I think it's crazy when you think about it, there's going to be artists that are always going to be like those cypher artists.
Oh yeah.
That they are meant to be in those places, especially in ministry, where you're just going on a loop and you're just saying some stuff and somebody's gonna be like, yo, I never heard this. And I think that's his lane, and I think he does it well. So I completely disagree with my brother right here.
Oh yeah.
Gang.
Gang gang. And I think that it was amazing. It's actually my favorite song of the night. So I'm gonna give that one a 4.7.
All right.
Favorite song of the night.
Oh man. I liked it. I liked the fact that it was meaty without being corny. I like that.
That's true.
Because a lot of people try to throw a lot of scripture in there and it's
hard to
like,
do.
oh my God, be quiet now. I get it, you know, but he did it without it being corny. So I liked it. I didn't really find flaws. I would still say DJ Lost and Found had the top song of the night, but he was second up. Like I definitely liked it all the way through. Like all the way through.
Dope.
So I gotta rate it. I'm gonna say a 4.5.
All right. And Jared, you got a good critique for your critique? They said you
So-
give good feedback.
I might just be tired.
No, they said you give good feedback.
Yeah, it's what you're getting.
But
And
no,
then,
yeah.
And then they disagreed with me about the scripture being in the song. To me, it sounds corny. I don't
Yeah,
like
that
it.
part.
I don't
Yeah.
like it.
But and the reason he didn't have to do it because he already put so
Yeah,
much
it's
of it
already
in the
in there.
verse.
Yeah, it's already in
Okay, yeah, that's what you're saying.
Matthew's a pastor, so I know that's probably how he's seen it. No, I really like the song, and maybe like it might be my headphones.
Are you gonna critique it again?
No, I liked it. I loved it.
But when hold on though, when he played it
Yeah.
on the speakers,
Sound-
it was
sound like-
Right, I took it
was
off
like,
too.
hold on,
Yeah, it
like
sound a lot better.
Because that was
okay.
my only thing. Like I felt like the hook started to get drowned out by the beat, so I couldn't. Anyways, but it was good.
Jamie's
like I
over
said.
there like, quit critiquing it. You already critiqued it.
Get home,
We're
Jared.
giving him a
Shut
hard
up.
time right now.
He was dope.
No,
Yeah.
Listen, man, go to the show tomorrow. It's midnight here, so it's
Yeah.
3 o'clock on the East. We're out.
And we got,
we love
like,
you
early
guys.
So
morning.
my
Uh,
bad the bump song.
Yeah, DJ Lost
For
and
me,
Found.
I think
for
the
me.
DJ Lost and Found. Yeah.
Yeah, DJ Lost the Found. Yeah.
Shout out.
Yep.
So everybody agrees? DJ Lost and Found.
Reyna said the last song was
Nah,
the
I'm
winner.
gonna stick to
Bumpy.
what I said. Y'all ain't gonna pressure me, okay? And don't forget King FM Radio. Tell the people,
Hey,
'cause we're not
check it out.
competition, okay?
Yes, sir.
King FM Radio.
That's
King
who sent
FM.
that dollar that you just said.
I
On
know
IG.
it was a long
Yeah.
time ago, but they
Oh
took
my
money out of the
gosh.
dollar that he sent
See
me.
it.
Kind of
Dang, they
janky.
take money out of the dollar.
Instagram took like 16 cents out of it.
They're
What do I
shady.
do with that?
Dang.
So
thanks.
shady.
Thanks to
Shady.
IG skis.
We are out. Peace.
Have a good night, gang.
Lay out, peace.